Oh, welcome everyone. How are we all doing? Hope we're having a great day. We're going to be kicking off today's live stream with a best of 7. So we're going to be having Son of the Mountains for Poland and DBD the Black Thorn. So two great players here for some great clans. Now the best of 7 is just going to be an independent series, a bit of a friendly here between both of these legends, putting on a bit of a show here for you guys. So it looks like very quickly here, if we do pop through, it looks like we're going to have... looks like Blackthorn just, I don't think he saw it, but it looks like he's going to be banning High Elves, and then picking High Elves, banning Wood Elves and Skaven. So it looks like here they didn't quite see it. It's meant to be pick 3, ban 2, but you know, that's the way it's going to be. We're going to be on Outdoor Outskirts. Let's hop into it. How are we all doing, everyone? Hope we're all doing well. Looks like we have the Mikok. Yo, yo, my bro. How are we doing, Mr. Emperor, as well? Looks like we have Juros in the chat. Mr. Zypher, welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing? Rusty as well. Hello, good evening, good evening. And CJ, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we all? There should be a really fun games here between some great competitors. I'm very excited indeed to see what both of these legends have. Now, let me just organise my camera here a little bit. I'm going to be in the wrong position. I've just realised. I do apologise. Of course, jumping between YouTube and Twitch sometimes can get a little bit much for me. Not quite as tech savvy as I'd like to be. Right. So we're going to be on the Outdoor Outskirts. Really nice map here. Really do like this map, of course. You have a multitude of terrain changes, as well as some good tree lines, good Vanguard deployments, and obviously a scared Empire, which is what everybody wants to see. You know, always want to see a damsel in distress. Now here for the lizards. Ooh, the bad boys indeed. We are going to have Sacred Croxagore, like these boys indeed. So these bad boys will be having the magic attack, armor piercing, and that 100 armor. So very tanky indeed there with that fear. Double of the Bastiladon, Arc and Sotex here in the middle for that great anti-infantry. And of course those Coldon Riders, armor piercing, good shot cavalry, 2 units of those bad boys. Looks like in the middle here, a little bit lacking, but looks like we are going to have 2 Chameleon Skinks and 2 units of the Skink Cohort Javelins. On the side, looks like we are going to have a Skink Priest of Heavens. Heavens here with the Wind Blast, Harmonic Convergence, Cold-Blooded, and the Rolling Skies. It looks like we are going to have an Ancient Croxagore. The Croxagore, the bad boy here. Can't quite get onto him. Hornakaigor and the Amulet of Itzel here on foot. So, very interesting force here. Very interesting indeed for Mr. ForPoland. That's going to be his main there with the Lizardmen, and here for the High Elves, I think it's going to be the main here for Mr. Blackthorn. We are going to have Lothar and Seaguard in the front, at least 2 units, and 2 units of the Archers. In the middle pocket, we are going to have some Spearmen, at least 4 units, or maybe 1 Swordmasters of Hoeth, so 3 Spearmen, Swordmasters of Hoeth. So we are going to have some Rangers as well, 2 units with some more Spears. In the sky, we are going to be having an Arcane Phoenix. Arcane Phoenix, not only gorgeous, but also very powerful indeed. This bad boy is going to be costing in the region of about 2,350, if I remember correctly. And it will be coming here with Emberstorm, the Fiery Rebirth, attuned to magic with that Terror, 70% fire resistance, and that 20% physical. So this bad boy is super tanky. Double White Lions of Chase. So very strong there. Those are very expensive models, 1.3k a pop. And here, without that life healing, can be very, very difficult. Looks like we are going to have Metal Mage with the Book of Hoeth, the Arcane Conduit, Plague of Rust, Searing Doom, and Metal Shifting. So of course here going to be trying to aid with the Archers here in the front line, and also trying to really see if we can wither down those heavily armoured models like the Bastiladons. So welcome, welcome, how are we all? I vote the underdog. Right, so big vote here, the big vote. Alrighty, so just get ready to kick off here. Alright, so let's hop into this. So, let's have a little look here, see what we got. Indie Prime made some videos on the Halfling mod. Oh, okay. Elves and men are my favourite factions. Okay, probably because I'm a lot... Oh, what's LOTR fan? What's LOTR, Mr. Emperor? I'm not too sure what that is. Oh, Lord of the Rings. Idiot. Sorry, I do apologise. That was terrible from me. I should have known that. I should have known that. Chicken Riders, best cav in the game. Chicken Riders. I'm not so sure the Chicken Riders are. Are you saying that the Griffins? You talking about the Outdoor Griffites, maybe? Yes, Mr. Cypher. Alright, 2 units of the Community Skinks coming in the front, trying to see if we get a couple of those pop shots. Good targets here for them are going to be the Rangers. Of course, they do have 30 armor, but no shields for them. We will have 40 armor and silver shields here for the Spearmen. That's going to negate 55% of incoming missiles when they are facing in the correct direction. In the sky, they're coming forward. The Arcane Phoenix. He's going to get shot in the face, and he'll take some damage. Only 50 armor for this bad boy. So he's certainly going to be getting shot here in the sky. No healing as well. Only the Fire Rebirth here to really pull it back into the game. So any damage taken is going to be pretty painful here, I think. Not too sure what's going on here. It looks like the Book of Hoeth Arcane Conduit going down. Oh, looks like it's going to be a Searing Doom. I think, unfortunately, I think that was a miscast. It looks like it's a little bit laggy, but it looks like these guys are coming together. Front line is now starting to hit. Bit of damage here on the Archmage of Metal. Now, not too sure why. Don't think that was an overcast. It could possibly have been an overcast there. It did like a look. It looked like enough missiles, but here on the side we can see charging straight through the line here with these heavy chariots. They're just going to delete skin cohorts. No mass from them, and a humongous amount of mass here from the line chariots. The front line, the anti-infantry is going to pretty much butcher the skink cohorts. They're going to definitely need some skink fire on top. Looks like we did actually get a nice fiery rebirth here. So not a fiery rebirth, that's going to be an Ember Storm there in the middle up against the Chameleon Skinks. In the middle also we are going to be having a Plague of Rust here, overcasted on the Sacred Conxagore. It's going to be negative 60 armor there in the middle pocket, putting them down to 40, making them relatively weak, and they should be able to, get pretty hard hit here by the Spearmen. On the right hand side, we are going to be having Gary moving in up against some of the Lion Chariots. It's not a great place for Lion Chariots. Gary will certainly take care of those units. In the middle of those, so he's going to be shooting, getting forward here and using his ability. He's a great anti-infantry tool, so having them there in the front line is great support. Of course, there he does have to be involved. Bit of wind blast there from the Skin Priest of Heavens would be very nice. So we are going to have one of the Artec abilities there on the right-hand side. That's going to be going down for some pretty decent damage here in the front line, up against the Skin cohort. Horn of Kygor has been popped in the front line as well here, thanks to the Sacred Conxagore Ancient. So alongside those, the Conxagores are going to get that bonus, and they do struggle a little bit with melee attack, but as you can see there, 60 melee attack for these bad boys in the front line is really going to help them punch it pretty much up against anything with that armor piercing. Second one going down here in the front, up against the Spearmen. There are some pretty good shots here in the front going up against the Sacred Conxagore as well. Lots of range going into them, of course, with that negative 60 armor. Can be pretty difficult for them. Only 40 armor means they're very susceptible here to getting shot by these cheap archers. That's what makes the Plague of Rust very powerful here in the side of the High Elves. Over on the side, we are going to get a Searing Doom going through up against the Saurus Warriors. Apologies, guys, this is a little bit laggy. I wasn't quite expecting this, but nonetheless, we'll try and see if it levels out here just a little bit. So Plague of Rust in the front here on the Sacred Conxagore. Looks like they are going to be going down here up against those archers, and certainly punching here in the front line. The Swordmasters there just a little bit slow to get through to the front line to deal with the bad boys here. On the front though, we can see the Cold One Riders. They are going to be coming around the side. There's really not much that's going to be able to pin them in. Looks like we have in melee combat as well. The Lothra and Seaguard fighting. Not going to be able to put out these archers, so it's going to be 2 units of archers going down, and we're going to have to engage the Swordmasters. In the front line though, looks like we have the Anti-Infantry Rangers fighting here up against the tanky Saurus Warriors. Good melee defense for them and armor. But running away here is going to be the Arcane Phoenix. Arcane Phoenix is a nice, very available Skink Priest there to certainly hop onto and take abuse of. Nice wind blast down the line here. Could be very gorgeous as well there from Mr. ForPoland. On the left-hand flank, looks like we are going to be having some of the cohort of Sotek, the Red-Crested Skinks, fighting up against the Spearmen. In the back, the Cold One Riders making some good armor-piercing damage here up against those Lothra and Seaguard. And, of course, a couple of spears here dotted around the pocket as well. Looks like we are going to be breaking the Rangers through Terrify and breaking the Archers there on the left-hand flank. In the back, we are going to be having the 2 line chariots of chase. They're just going to be whipping around the backside, shutting down all this lightly armoured skink cohort units, including some of the chameleon skinks. Just going to be rolling through pretty dirty. There's no mass here to really stop this back line. Of course, some of the javelins are going to be firing into the front line, but they will be struggling here up against these nice heavy chariots. In the middle, though, it's like we do actually have the Archmage fighting up against the Bastillodon. Not much armor piercing on her point, and especially if she will, her bread will certainly get buttered here by the Ancient Coxagore. There's a little bit of a shame, so we are going to be a bit of a constant state of lag here, which is a bit of a shame. We might have to evaluate this after and see if we can get that sorted. But here in the front line, it looks like Bastillodon's going to be charging into the Arcane Phoenix. Okay, Coxagore, he looks like he is going to get away. In the middle, Spears are going to be fighting on this left-hand side. Yeah, it was a pretty good hold here from the High Elves, but of course they have lost all their archers for the process. The archers were just kind of fighting in the front line, which is a bit unfortunate here from the High Elves. Great pressure here from the Lizardmen, though. Great pressure. Still online, even though they have that negative 60 armor, is going to be the Sacred Coxagores. They're fighting very strong. Still 8 models here out of 12 with 1.5k health. Very strong indeed. Actually charging the chariots in there is not, in my opinion, a wise thing to do. 120 armor piercing weapon strength per model. They'll thump very hard up against those line chariots. Like coming over is going to be the Arcane Conduit. An Emberstorm on top of the Saurus Warriors with the shields would be very nice. You could certainly delete a nice, good mid-tier infantry at about 800 cost. However, it looks like over here some Spearmen are going to be dotting back. We are going to get some Rangers back into the middle, but it's looking pretty dire here for the High Elves at the moment. The Archmage really isn't going to pull too much. She's used a lot of Winds of Magic, Book of Hoeth, and the Arcane Conduit going down, but I don't know if there's going to be enough here to maybe get a Plague of Rust back in the pocket. I think a way back into the game is going to be Plague of Rusting maybe the Coxagore Ancient. Putting him down to maybe 60 armor and then trying to see if you can thump him with the Sword Masters or get in there with some of the bigger units. We're now going to be in the back with the Bastillodon. The Archasotek ability going to be going through here up against these Spearmen. That's going to do a tremendous amount of damage. He can just leave now and they're going to be immune to poison for a good period of time. It looks like here we are in the back going to be getting a Searing Doom. That'll do some great damage here up against the Sacred Coxagore. But other than that, I can't see too much else going here for the High Elves. I can't see any archer units in the back. We've got one range unit here left for the Lothran Seaguard. They can, of course, get pushed off pretty easily by maybe some of the Skinks or some of the cavalry here that is dotted around the backside. In general, though, we can see the Spearmen fighting here still up against the Archasotek, one of my favourite units here for the Lizardmen. They're very strong. Unbreakable status, in my opinion, is more than underrated. Of course, they also have that Refuse to Die ability with Frenzy, so it just gives them incredible stats. But it's like, yeah, it's like most of the infantry is going to be falling. It's pretty much just going to be down to the Sword Masters. Sword Masters will butcher the Saurus Warriors, but they will take a lot of damage in return. And when you do partner them here with the Horn of Gygor, plus 24 melee attack gives them 53 melee attack. Because they're renowned for having low melee attack, but when you have that alongside their weapon strength, these guys thump like absolute trucks. 52 weapon strength compared to 36 of a very elite unit of Sword Masters of Hoeth is very strong indeed. On the side here we can see the Archmage of Metal still in the middle. She's going to be down to 1,100 health. Looks like we are going to get an Emberstorm in the middle. And this could be the problem here with the Arcane Phoenix. You kind of need that healing. Now we could maybe get a Rebirth. If we get a Rebirth here in the middle, we could come up to some decent health, but it's nice to see that in slow-mo, to be fair. But this is such a beautiful spell. Such a beautiful spell here, up against some of these Saurus Warrior shields. Great damage is going to come out of the Bastillodon here, some amazing value up against these Sword Masters of Hoeth. They'll just shoot through that armor with that poison. And also here we have some range. We have some range shooting in. What's going to be the key targets though? Maybe shooting the chameleon skinks. But the value needs to come out of shooting the Bastillodon. We don't have Plague of Rust here as far as I'm aware. If we do, we need it on the Coxagore Ancient now. This is where the damage needs to go through. Balance of Power is shifting heavily into the Lizardman favour. It is going to hit the Arcane Phoenix. Arcane Phoenix 499 health. That will be below 10%. Oh, he gets a Rebirth! He gets a Rebirth! Fantastic! Oh my god, up to 3,000 health. That 50% dice roll comes in. Great stuff there. Harmonic Convergence for the Coxagore Ancient. He's going to be slapping cheeks with 73 melee attack and 460 weapon strength. As you can see, the Arcane Phoenix is going to be fighting to the best of his ability. I wouldn't mind seeing a mid-term snipe there from the Skink Priest, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. So Man Sparrow is going to come out to middle. Of course, we are going to heal up that Arcane Phoenix quite nicely. But of course, there's not really too much left. What happened to the Archmage is the question. Units are dotted around and broken here from the High Elves. Poison shots are going to be shooting him. And here in the middle, it looks like it's going to be pretty rough. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. But we move on and we hopefully try and see if we can solve these problems. Maybe just a quick internet reset would be good for one of these guys. So the Archmage does die. That'll be negative 16 leadership there, faction-wide for the High Elves. Nice Searing Doom before she goes out, though, which will won't do much for the single entity models. And that's pretty much all there is here in the pocket. Maybe get a couple of kills there on the cohort SOTM. Well, GG's well played. Very interesting force here between both sides. I really like the High Elf idea. I think if you were going to go mad Plague of Rust and you were just going to invest a Plague of Rust, you sort of had the right army, but I just would have gone wider. I would have gone wider. I wouldn't like if you've got that. I think you just need to be using that a little bit more frequently. Just dropping 30 armor here, dropping 30 armor there, shooting, and making sure you've got the range here to shoot and get the benefit from the negative armor indeed. No, of course, here we lost a couple of archers in the front line. 200, 370. We got 480 and 420 there for the Lothran Sea Guard. So great attempts there, great attempts. We are going to get 880 and 1000 there for the Lion Chariots of Chase, with 1.3k there for the Arcane Phoenix. Major Battle got 530. So unfortunately not as great as you would have hoped for, but 303, 48, 330 and 130 for the Spearmen, 250 and 470 for the Rangers, with only 600 there for the Sword Masters. So I think the synergy of this build, I think some of the ideas behind it were great, but I think the synergy wasn't quite there. I don't think it was quite there. And maybe the lag didn't help, to be fair. Maybe the lag didn't help. But 950 there for the Quoxcore Ancient, with 310, 180, 180, 250 for the Skin Cohorts. 500 and 460 for the Soros Warriors, with 1065 for the cohort of SOTM. I really like this unit, 144 kills. If you can utilize that Refuse to Die with that Unbreakable status and Frenzy, because the thing with Frenzy here with this unit, because it's Unbreakable, it doesn't drop on leadership. So because it doesn't drop on leadership, it always has Frenzy. So it always has those strong, great abilities. 115 and 170 there for the Skink Cohort Javelins, with 900 and 300 for the Chameleon Skinks. Got 505 and 870 there for the Colburn Riders, with 1.1 and 1000 damage value for the Arca Sotex. Still a lot of health to give and a lot of abilities. 1028 for the Sacred Groxagor, and of course even then they got focused hard. An Overcast Plague of Rust there for negative 60 armor, and they still come on top with 1k damage value. Great stuff. I think what I might do, try and see if we can get these guys to reset the internet quick. Central Daylight Time. Oh, right. CDT. What, in the States, Mr. Joss? Mr. Grumpy Guard, how are we, my friend? How are we? How are we doing? How are we doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. I think what we'll try and do for these guys is we'll try and see if we can get one of those guys, whoever we think is struggling, to get them to do a reset on their internet and see if we can get them back involved ASAP. let's have a look, see what the plan is. I see that my internet is good, so I don't know why it was laggy. Let me move so I can connect to the LAN. Okay, yeah, cool. Wicked. Okay, yeah, the LAN, for anybody that is wondering why things and games might be that laggy, just remember, obviously, being on a LAN cable really it's one of the things, you know, when Ducky started streaming, and because for me doing competitive gaming previously, having a LAN cable does make a lot of difference. Playing on Wi-Fi can really spike in data drop when it goes from your PC or laptop to the router. You can lose a lot of packages there, and then you can see like jittered lag like we saw there. So hopefully, if that fixes the problem, then we know that was the problem, and then of course we can just hopefully get a bit of a better gameplay there. Hey, Mr. Human Boy, how are we? Lag is a bane of casting. Indeed, indeed. Logic's deep in thought. Blue screen made him look evil. Mwahaha. How are we, Mr. Human Boy? I hope we are doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, there was some, you know what? Do you know what I really like? Come on. Cool, yeah. Do you know what? I really like Sally's. I really like Sally's. Depending on the matchup, I really love Sally's, man. Really love them. Anyone here watch Darv plays? Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of Darv. Darv's a really cool guy, man. Yeah. If anybody hasn't seen Darv, then yeah, go check him out. Go check him out. He's a cool guy. I think Darv. I think he is a majority an Empire player. He loves his Empire, as far as I know. As far as I know. So let's have a look. You guys are thinking Mr. ForPoland is going to be winning today. Okay, that's who you're supporting today. All right. Of course, two great clans here between the Death Before the Sun or the Death Before Ducks, as many people believe it is called. I've seen you a lot on the... Oh, getting called out by Cypher, Mr. Emperor. You've been caught lurking. I'll go Norska. Ooh. So looks like we have Dowie, Dark Elves, Skaven. Probably ban Dark Elves. School and work going crazy. Yeah, I like being in YouTube, but now with the cav, I have been slacking. Yeah, I think that I think it's a lot to keep up with, especially with like betas and being on live and having to switch back and forth. There's a lot to keep up with. There's a lot of changes, and I can see why those that have school or work or big commitment like kids and things like that, or even family commitments, or just any kind of commitments in general, really can be really quite daunting to try and keep up with it with the meta and trying to stay competitive. It is tough at the moment, and I think at the moment, what would be ideal is if we could move past the beta. If we could move past the beta and have it where we are kind of in a state of solidified... What's the word I'm thinking of? If we can have just a solidified, great framework, you know, whether we are going to go with the cavalry or we're not going to go with these buffs, just go with one or the other and then just leave it in general, it will really fix the scene at the moment, because the problem is it's all over the place. It's a mess. We've got multiple rule sets, we've got multiple variants of the game. It's just everybody's playing everywhere, and it's a complete mess right now. And I think just you know, for example, even ForPoland had to jump onto the cavalry beta today, you know, because he's an absolute legend. He was willing to do that. But for a lot of people, it's it's not easy, and like if you've never done this before, like imagine trying to get into the scene and you don't know what's going on. That's your new Marcus Smith jersey. I think this is the old one. It's Canterbury. This is last season's one. Was it last season or season before? Can't remember. But no, it's my jersey. It hasn't got anybody on the back. It's just a naked jersey. It was a present from the RFU. Oh, you didn't pick 3. Okay, don't worry. Okay, I thought we were doing pick 3 band 2. Don't worry. These guys can do as they please. Cav beta is live. Cav is love. I don't know about that. No, it is great. Yeah, it certainly switched around the cavalry. Yeah, I think I don't like switching back and forth. Having the beta become live would be perfect, because then all the community would be in one space, and like, because I do my short bid tournament. So those that don't know, I do my short bid tournament where if anybody here is new in the multiplayer scene, maybe watching this, you can come onto the Discord and you can play up against other new players of your ability level. So not all new players start in the same place. Some of you new players may have Rome experience from Total War, or they may have played other games, maybe other RTSs, and they have some sort of micro advantage over others, or understanding of just roughly making an army. You know, some people may have played Shogun or whatever it might be, right? So you guys can hop on and come onto my server, and you can come join what's called my short bid league, which is where you play up against other brand new players. And as you get better, you go through the ranks, and then once you get to the top rank and you prestige, you then join the remainder of the community, and it gives you the tools you need to play in the multiplayer scene here, and also play in leagues here as well. So tournaments and leagues and all of the other stuff that you would need to know of how to use Discord, how to use Challenge, how the WWC runs, how Battlemania runs, and all the other tournaments, the Turin runs, Ducky runs, Human Boy runs, all of the great streamers here run as well. So having that knowledge just helps you build and get yourself into the community. So, but the problem we got with that is a lot of players that I come across are like, oh, what's the cavalry beta? How do I get that? What does that mean? How do I do this? I mean, how can we expect to bring more people in if they don't really know kind of like what's going on? Because there's no affiliated board to go, everybody, this is this. You know, unless they're following myself or Ducky or Turin or someone, you know, they don't know that these kind of things exist. They don't know why they exist. They don't know what they do. And I know CA try their best to get that sort of thing out, but it's really hard for new players already just to get them into the scene and playing multiplayer, because I think like 99.5% play single player or watch single player. So it's already pretty difficult. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Oh, thank you very much, Mucklug. Yeah, there will be a link there to my Discord. Oh, hello, Mr. Wicked D, baby. How are we, baby? How we doing? Another glorious painting session with the stream. Nice. I really liked your last paintings. I was actually meant to ask you, can I use them as screen blockers? Por favor? It's a good way to make sure new players aren't smashed by vets. Yeah, I think that, you know, with this new thing, I'd like to get brand new players into the league. You know, we need to find some system where we can just, you know, if you're a new player in the scene, oh, look, there's this on the game that you can link you to certain. I think what I hope for Warhammer 3 is that we can have individual people that are linked with CA, like let's say Ducky or Turin, myself, or Human Boy, when we are linked in that pathway. If you go onto the game in the multiplayer section, where we have single player and then multiplayer, if you go into the multiplayer section, you can go, you can see the different levels of competition. And what we can do is we can submit our levels of competition. So we can have an open level where anybody can play at any time. And you can have an expert level where you can go, well, the majority of people that are going to play here are going to be top tier. And then you can have like a short bid, or like a newer player sort of Discord, where you can have short bids, or you can have H1 Suns tournaments, or you can go to Murph's tournaments. You can kind of, find those there as well. So newer players have in the game, because they might know, a lot of people that come also don't know that there are these Discords, and they don't know that these YouTube channels exist. So having those links there as well, and then, we can also leave our YouTube channels on the game, so we can go, oh, there's a live stream of, great players like Black Thorn and ForPoland here playing on live stream here. They can just click on that in game. I think having little tools like that in the game would be really, really cool. Amazing. Keep sending them in then, Miss Phoenix. If you keep smashing them into, let me think of a cool place for you to smash them in. If you smash them in here, let me have a look. But if you put them in, let's say, media content, smash them in media content, and then I'm going to make some cool stuff out of them. I'm going to make some cooly stuff. Tonight I am finishing Tiny Jon Snow. Oh, nice! Yeah. Send that. Put it, if you've got like a white table at home, send it on a white table, and if it has like a white background, I'll do some cool stuff with it. I'll try. Yes. Or maybe something that has like a neutral background. If you've got like a like a wooden table or something, that'd be really cool. That's cool though, man. I like Ghost. I like Ghost and Jon Snow. Oh, have you guys seen the new Game of Thrones series coming out? I forget what it's called. It's basically going to be I now forget the bloodline. Is it going to be the Targaryen bloodline? It's gonna be really cool. I saw it and I haven't watched in maybe over 2 years. No, 2 years, something like that. So I'm well out of it. I haven't watched it in a while. So I'll send it in. I'll send it ASAP. Probably be the basing. Yeah, no problem. If you just smash them in, I'll make some screen blockers and stuff out of it. Make some really cool stuff. But yeah, it'd be really cool if we could get that on the game. So when you guys go into the multiplayer, you can go, when you find your quick battles and stuff. So most of the screen just looks like this. It's got this on it. It's just got sort of this area. If I put up, let's see, I probably got like a screen blocker that's probably about the similar size. There was one actually here that Caradoc sent in, I think. Let me have a look. So we've got this one. No, not that one. That's a bit small. Caradoc blocker 2. Noob. There we go. So, if we take the lovely elf there on the screen, she is probably representative of the size of what takes up for the multiplayer part. You'll be able to see her. She kind of takes up the amount of space that you'd see there for the options that you have in the beginning of the game. And then on the outside, you can have like small little squares that can link you to, Discords, or can link you to specific sections where you can find, say, the new hammer, or you can find all these other cool little sections where, within game we can direct people in the right places to come to multiplayer. I think that'd be a really cool idea. The Houses of the Dragons, but I just want Winds of Winter. Oh, we have a big fan here. I like it. Yes, it's going to be a prequel, which is really cool. I like painting a diverse range of models, so if there's any unit/character you really like, let me know and I'll try and get it put. Oh, so there is a really cool model, Phoenix, if you want to do it for me. If you want to paint this for me, and you can get it on a white background, like whether you can get it held up against a white wall or up against a white table, I would love it. If you could paint, there's a triple model of Bugman, Gotrek and Grombrindle. There's a triple model in Warhammer of those three. I think what they're doing is there's a shield with Gotrek and Grombrindle holding up Bugman, I think. In the old Warhammer, I think the triple of them, they used to be super OP. So Grombrindle will kill the infantry, Gotrek will kill anything big, and I'm pretty sure Bugman would just heal all three of them. And they cost like 1,000 gold pieces when the game used to be 2K, and he was super OP, but super fun to play as a triple, those guys. If you can find that model, that would be insane. If you could paint that as well, oh, that would make me so happy. I remember seeing that in one of the workshops, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. I can't wait to watch the whole series when it's out to watch. I think it's going to be on Netflix, which means I think the whole series should come out together, which means you can just binge it immediately, I think. Yeah. It should be cool. House of Dragons 200 years before the main series. Yeah, it's when the Targaryens, I think, took over. They took over the capital, which is called. Can't remember on top of my head. The Dance of Dragonism. Yes. Yes. They used all their mighty dragons to fight for the capital and the kingdom. Thank you very much, CJ. Yeah, we'll get that updated now. Alright, so looks like we're going to go into game 2. We will have a score here for Mr. ForPoland coming in with a win with the Lizardmen, which is really strong. I like that there. Very good stuff from them. So, big stuff from Mr. ForPoland. It is going to be his main faction, so that's good from him. But looks like we are going to have Bretonia up against the Beastmen. Tough one here indeed, I think, for the Beastmen. I see a lot of people here struggle with Beastmen in this matchup. It is a tough one. It's not impossible. I think it's more even than anything. But I'm sure at the very, very top end of the level, people would disagree one way or another. But I think this is a tough one for the Beastmen, for sure. Map needs changing. Yes, it does. Can't remember which one I said the second map is for you guys. I said the second map is Oakenhammer. Perfect. That was a limited edition piece, but I will keep an eye out for you and keep you updated. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. If you can't find it, then that's cool. If you do see one, let me know. If in doubt, if it's like pretty expensive, I could always like grab it myself and then just maybe send it to you or something. Maybe it's something like that. Oh, just the Targaryens versus the Targaryens. Oh, okay, cool, man, cool. Yeah, I've not really read any of the books. Ducky's the one that read the books. Ducky reads a lot, to be fair. He reads way more than I do. But he's read the books on that. I'm also really excited for Witcher 2, the second season. I'm really excited for that. I'm so excited for Witcher 2. It's going to be really, really good. Yeah, it's going to be very good. I'm very excited. Alright, so for the Beastmen, Goreherd Shields on the front line with the Goreherds, Ungor Spearmen, and it's like Goreherd Spearmen, and just more Spearmen. We are going to have Throwing Axes as well here, so the double Centaur Gores with those AP Axes. Chaos Warhounds with Poison in the back, and it looks like we are going to have a Beastcaster mixing in with the Gorball. So Gorball's going to be nice and naked. Brave Shaman here will of course have Traitorkin, Bestial Surge, and Jagged Dagger, and we'll be having Turox, the Brass Bull. So Turox here with Brass Body. Looks like also we're going to be having Blood Beast, Rune Tortured Axes, and Slaughter's Coal. So we are going to have some more. So we are going to have the Gorkhus of the Wolf's Run there for that Drunken Bravado, given that regeneration, Perfect Vigor, and of course that leadership buff. So we are going to have 2 units of the armor-piercing Razor Goreherds as well. Good 46 charge bonus, giving them some decent melee attacks. As long as you keep those bad boys cycle charging, they're going to do some incredible damage. Here in the front line with Sweaty Peasants, 4 units of those bad boys indeed. Mixing in the sky here, we are going to have the Pegasus Knights alongside Elberic. Oh, Elberic de Bordelot. Oh my god, the man, the myth, the legend. Here with the Wrath of Man. Also, Heroic Killing Blow, Rally, as well as the Braid of Bordelot, given that bonus was large and leadership. He's also going to have the Spirit of the Tempest, given that charge and speed bonuses. Down to life, where it looks like Earthblood, Life Bloom, and it's like Dwellers Below, and the Power Stone. With the Grail Knights here on the floor for that Perfect Vigor. On the side here we are going to have Mounted Yeomen as well. So no archers, but more Mounted Yeomen. Peasant Mobs, Mounted Yeomen, as well as some more Mounted Yeomen. We are going to be having Pegasus Knights here in the front with Peasant Mobs, yeah, just dotted along the front line. So no other infantry, just going to be mass cavalry. Surprised we're going to see no Mounted Yeoman Archers. Mounted Yeoman Archers very strong here, but of course 2 units of the Pegasus Knights, or it's like the Royal Pegasus Knights there as well actually. Yeah, it's going to be Royal Pegasus Knights. And these ones coming in at about 1.1. I think Royal Pegasus Knights coming in at 1.6, I think. And then here we will be having the Grail Knights. Now, Grail Knights are okay, but of course they're going to be paying a lot for charge bonus there. So, but they're about 1.5, 1.6k as well. So they're going to be very expensive, some very expensive cav. Throwing axes here, 93 speed. I think having some kite to push them back would have been nice. Of course, here they are the perfect counters here to some of the cavalry. Cavalry are going to be maxing out at about 75 to 78 speed, so not going to be catching there too often. Diving on the floor low, the Pegasus Knights are going to be charging straight here up against the Ungor Spearheads. Side charge there for the 60% melee defense. Get that nice good hit in there in the flank. Charging on the front line, hitting hard up against the Razorgore herds. Of course, the Razorgore herds with that armor piercing would do quite nicely as well. Tracy King going to absolutely smash 2 units here. The Cavalry, Pegasus Knights, and Grails going to get some pretty big bad boy damage on them. On the front, that looks like there was an ability there coming from Elberic. I'm not quite sure what that was. That must have been his Wrath of Man there, trying to see if we can get that straight across the throwing axes. In the sky, it's like Earthblood going on the Royal Pegasuses, trying to see if we can heal and keep and maintain that model count. On the flank, Mounted Yeomans, looks like we've got 2 of them, trying to see if we can screen out against the Chaos Warhounds. The Poison should do pretty well against them. If we've got 24 up against 26, 26 melee attack could rip pretty hard actually. In the sky, very weak. We are going to have the Pegasus Knights down to 11 out of 18 models. Going to be down to half health already, so it's looking pretty dire there for some of those flying units. In the middle there, we are going to be catching the nice Bray Shaman. He's going to get hit hard by Elberic and also the Pegasus Knights. Anti-large, and he's going to be broken, shattered, and dead here for the Beastmen. So some nice work out of the bolt. We are going to be having Torx Brass Ball here fighting up against Elberic. Heroic Hitting Blow, and so we have the Brass Body activated as well. 71 melee defense is going to be tough for Elberic to deal with. Some big hits down on him. He's going to be down to half health, and we could certainly use an Earthblood in this section. We are going to be charging in with a bucket load of cavalry though as we try and fight here up against the Taurox. Melee defense of 71 though is going to be difficult with 40% damage resistance. Getting a good overview. Looks like in the back here the throwing axes. It looks like they have some sort of ability going down here on them. Not too sure what that is. That's okay. It's going to be a Dwellers Below going through here on the Syntacle throwing axes. Not quite moving here for Mr. ForPoland. And that's going to be some good damage, but not great for the Winds of Magic. It's done some okay damage. It's killed a couple of models, but it's not as much as I thought it would do, to be quite honest. Maybe it was just a normal cast. I don't know if you can overcast that. I don't think so. But yeah, Pegasus Knights still fighting, and they are going to break up against some Gore herds in the middle. They're going to be down to 8 models with 800 health. On the side, then we've got Grail Knights trying to see if we can push around the back and try and see if we can get into and up against these throwing axes. Throwing axes there are going to do some nice decimation here up against Blackthorn's Grail Guardians. Pegasus Knights are broken. Looks like Mounted Yeomen are broken as well. Both those units in the middle. Looks like we are going to get an Earthblood. Earthblood's going on the peasant mobs. That's interesting. Maybe just missing Elberic there. Looks like we are going to get a heal here on the cavalry in the middle as well. So there's going to be a heal on the Royal Pegasus Knights, trying to see if we can just keep that healing nice and high. They're going to be down to 16 models out of 18 as the fight here against Taurox. Taurox isn't going to have that added melee defense and damage resistance, so moving in with Elberic perhaps might not be a bad idea. Rally for 16 leadership there, trying to keep all these units inbound and fighting. He's going to get a rear charge here. Yep, some damage does go down, so some nice work there up against Taurox. But taking down Taurox to 130 armor is very tough indeed. On the side here, Centacle throwing axes. Looks like they have managed to get into the Grail Guardians. At the back, some of the cavalry here is struggling. We've got 2 units of Mounted Yeomen. And on the left-hand side, looks like we are going to get the Mounted Yeomen and Grail Knights back in. 20 models out of 45 for them. Just one spell there, just away from going down, I imagine. Elberic in the middle here, fighting alongside the Damsel. I really don't know if he has enough to take out Taurox. Balance of power is going to be in favour here with the Beastmen. Wavering there in the back, we are going to have the Pegasus Knights. 7 models out of 18. It is looking tough here. We are going to be throwing everything here at this blob. There's not a lot that's going to be taking down Taurox at this moment, unfortunately. Rear charges here coming from the Grail Knights, but of course we are going to start smashing them here with the Grog Hooves. Grog Hooves are going to be coming into the floor. It looks like we are going to have the Mana Man spell coming here from Elberic. You don't get to see this very often. I do actually really like this ability. That should delete a lot of the cheap infantry there. Of course, it's going to be not so strong up against armor, so the cavalry won't feel that too much. But some nice work here up against some of the infantry. As long as I can help the knights fight here up against Mr. Taurox, it's always a good trade. We are going to be charging in with Elberic. Heroic Killing Blow going down for that armor piercing and base weapon damage. We are going to be getting a break here from the majority of the infantry. Hopefully get those Mounted Yeoman archers to hopefully push out here against some of the Groghoos and the Centaurs, because they're just going to be throwing all those axes here into the middle up against some of the cavalry. Danzel's going to be wavering. It looks like quite a few of the forces are being wavering. That is going to be a break, and if it's a mass rout here, that could be army losses. We have some Mounted Yeomen here fighting against the Blackhorn Ravagers. The remainder is going to be wavering. Are we going to teeter? We are going to teeter, and that's going to be army losses, and GG's well played. God damn, man. Torox is so strong at the moment. Torox is very strong. He was tanking a lot of those knights. A lot of them, indeed. I love the build from Blackthorn, though, coming in with Elberic. It's an absolute Chad play. 2.8k for him, though. God damn it. That's some good value. So we've got 540 here for the Damsel of Life, with 78 there for the Peasant Mobs, 52, 55, and 12, with the last one getting 95. 160, 130, 180, and 170 for the Mounted Yeomen. If we could have turned those into Mounted Yeomen archers, this would have been a very different game, I feel like. I think just shutting down here with the added range up against the double Centaurs, and then just taking the superiority and just shooting here into Chaos Warhound Poisons, I think this would have been a much different game. But of course here we are going to get 600, 750 there for the Pegasus Knights, with 580, 620 for the Grail Knights, and 126 kills to 680 for the final unit. Torox 2,700, of course, 1,800 from about 2 casts from the Brave Shaman. Very powerful indeed. 780 as well for the Gorbel, 190, 150, as well as 750 there for the Ungor Spearman. 230 with 190 here for the Destroyers of Drakwold. 350 for the Blackhorn Ravagers, with the Goreherds getting 700, 550 with 600 for the Centaur Throwing Axes, and 580 for the Grog Hooves. We got 630 and 800 for the Razor Gore Herds. I really think these two units are underrated, and as well as 0 and 0 there for the Chaos Warhound Poisons. Not really, unfortunately, needed. Okay, looks like he's restarting the game. Wicked. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Hey, how we doing? How we doing? Right, sorry guys, let me go grab some water. I've got actually a killer throat at the moment. So let me just grab a quick spot of water, and then we will be back, and I'll be ready to chat to you guys. So just give me a second. Alrighty, let's pop back into this. Got a bit of a sore throat today. Alrighty. Sorry guys, welcome back, welcome back. Right. In with you guys. Trox is a bull. I think he's a brass bull. Not just any old bull. Well, Logic, what shirt are you wearing? I am wearing a England rugby shirt. Love my rugby me. It's going to be the red rose. It's going to be the emblem there of England rugby. Ah, you found the model. Awesome, awesome. Nice, Phoenix. Where did you find it? Is it a reasonable price? Or is it, you know? Ah, Mr. Mashield, welcome. Ah, I missed the Grail Knight charges. You did miss all the Grail Knights. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. I'm going to reset the lobby. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Nope, that's my replays. Logic, we got this. Yeah, actually, let's go back. So we can see here, right? So we can see here on the screen. When we open up the screen here, we can see that we have just campaign. We've got all this stuff on the outside that we could utilize. Now, if we go into campaign, for example, let's say we click on campaign. When we open that, we can open up little slots where you could see Legend of Total War. You could see all of the other cool campaign streamers as well. So, you know, maybe you find like Mercy the Mad, or you know, just find some other cool guys that are just streaming that could be just dotted around. Or if you open up battles and you go into multiplayer, you can then also see some stuff dotted around there as well. You know, so you know, it could be an easier way of people finding other players and other content creators and such and such. I don't like that it does this. Stop doing things I didn't ask you to do. I've never had it set up like that ever. Right. Let's get in with Mr. ForPoland. Where is Mr. DBD? Can't see him just yet. Okay, hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully he'll be back. But the next map, we'll get it all nice and set up here, is going to be Prague. Perfect. Nice. Alright, Logic, I'm bidding for it on eBay. I'll find if I can get it in 4 days at the end of the auction. Oh, nice, that's awesome. It's a 30th anniversary White Dwarf model. That is so cool, man. That is so cool. Kirono with the epic... with the epic lobby. I didn't see it, actually, to be fair, I didn't see it. I'll stand battles for you so you can jump to the Grail Knights. Mr. Mercier. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you. There we go. So we're going to be having Mr. Blackthorn coming back. Hopefully we can hear some news from him. So what about you guys? What series are you guys waiting for? Now, of course, for me and Ducky, we've been watching, well, we've certainly been watching a lot of, well, we just finished our series, which is going to be The Last Kingdom. So we're really excited for Season 5 of that. I'm really excited as well for the new Witcher. So Season 2, that's going to be amazing. So those two definitely I'm looking forward to. And what else? We were watching Mandalorian. Mandalorian was actually quite fun. We enjoyed that. And of course, there's going to be the new series coming from Boba Fett. And then there'll be the new series for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So hopefully there should be some cool stuff from that side of things. And then obviously it's going to be Season 2, hopefully at the beginning of next year. So we're going to be probably watching those 3 or 4 things. But what are you guys looking forward to? Of course, we were talking as well about looking forward to Game of Thrones. Is there any other series that you guys are watching at the moment? Kori-sama is good. I don't know if you're trying to troll me here, Hank Cyrus, but what's Kori-sama? Cool Soul. Is that off Breaking Bad? Cool Soul? Is that the one off... And when the next Doctor Who comes out with the best showrunner who revived it with David Tennant. Oh, you thought David Tennant revived the series? Okay. Matt Smith being in-house of the Dragon is attractive. Matt Smith, I think he could do really well with that series. I think he can do very well there in quite a big role, for sure. Mr. Rusty, welcome back. We're asking, what series are you looking forward to here on TV? What are you looking forward to? I think for me, we're looking forward to The Mandalorian Season 2. We're looking forward to the brand new Game of Thrones. Looking forward to the brand new, or at least it's going to be Season 5 of The Last Kingdom. And then also The Witcher 2 is what we're looking forward to here, Season 2. So I'm looking forward to those 4. I mean, Ducky's been watching that pretty regularly. At the moment we're watching Harmon Quest, which is also really fun. Harmon Quest is stupidly fun. Like, if you guys haven't seen it, it's really good fun. If you like D&D, you'll like Harmon Quest. If you've never played D&D, go watch Harmon Quest. It's not how D&D really does go, but it's a good indication of what to expect from something like D&D. I like Matt Smith in Doctor Who. He also played Cybernet. Okay. I think my brother really liked Matt Smith. I think I actually stopped watching Doctor Who midway through David Tennant. Witcher Season 2, yeah, man. I've actually never played Witcher 3. I was thinking about playing Witcher 3, maybe on Twitch. I was thinking about it. If I can get some way, because I've got a lot of games on console as well, so I was thinking if I could play on my console and stream it off my... stream my face there off the camera, maybe we could work something out there, but we'll have to see. Might be able to do a bit of both, might not be. Really don't know. We'll have to see. But of course, I've got 3 or 4 monitors here, so I should be able to work something out. But yeah. What was I saying? Mushoku Tensei is back. And that is good, wholesome anime. Oh, you watch a lot of anime, do you, Hank? I actually really don't watch too much, I guess. But explain a little bit. What's it all about? What about it attracts you to that program? Or I don't know what they would call it, or the series maybe. Also, the next season of the Expanse. I don't know what Expanse is. Wicked. Do explain, my friend. Do explain. Peaky Blinders. I've heard so many good things about Peaky Blinders. Ducky raves about it, but I've never watched it. Don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I've been reading Mists of Avalon. Okay, is it which book of the series is that of Avalon? J Phoenix? Play The Witcher 3 soon as you can. I replay the game once every year or 2. It's that good. Oh, really? Okay. By which I mean listen to the ebook. Oh, I love that. All right. So, Little Men, Skaven, TK, Band, Greenskins, and Vampire Count. So, just like Dwarfs Band, Skaven. Yeah, pretty good. I'll go TK because why not? Yeah, exactly. Why not? I think Lizard Man was the pick there, but Lizard Man will certainly be stronger. But I think it's probably one of TK's worst matchups at the moment. We are going to be on Prong, but I'd be very excited to see what Mr. Blackthorn has in the pocket. Now, there's multiple ways you could do this. Tomb Scorpion's very strong. Ushapti Great Bow is very strong. You definitely want to bring in the RLR Skeleton Archers, of course, because they have the armor sundering. Negative 30 armor there can be really strong on the correct units. Especially if you bring like Dwarf Warrior great weapons or Longbeard great weapons with no shields, you can reduce the armor down from 100 to 70 or 85 down to 55, and then you can just butcher them a little bit easier. And now you said in Modern Logic, it's an anthology of stories from the female point of view of the female characters of Arthurian myth. Okay. I believe there's quite a few, at least strong big characters in lore. I mean, the most notable one will be Alarielle, of course. Is there any other big names that I should know of? Or you can update my history of? I agree 150%, Jay. I don't watch TV really, don't have one or a subscription, but I main YouTube videos. Oh, right, okay. The Expanse is a great show. It's sci-fi escape with probably the most realistic depiction of space combat I've seen. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's a series, so this is going to be the anime series. It's a series, mostly it looks great. It has great world building and has some great character growth. Okay, awesome. What's the general story around it, Hank? That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, it does sound pretty interesting. It does sound pretty interesting because I know there are a few good key characters. Of course, the obvious one being Alarielle. I wonder if there's many others because I know there's a couple of other factions that, especially in the, especially within the Donut of Doom, that we don't experience here on the Warhammer. Because obviously there's a lots and lots of many different sub factions and princes and all sorts of things here within Alpha, within the High Elf roster. And within their ranks. The most I've really ever heard of either is Hulu account or Netflix. Otherwise, YouTube has everything I could want to watch. Yeah, I mean, Netflix is really cool to have. Netflix is really cool. Me and Dougie were actually watching a series on... so you guys might have seen that we were playing RuneScape recently. We were watching a guy called Soup who does... he's a really cool content creator for RuneScape. And he put up a series which is basically... He's got 2 seasons out at the moment, which is... It's a little bit reality TV, MTV style, like American style, but it's good. It's really, really good. It's very, very well done. But it's sort of, the first season was like RuneScape events where there might be, one of them might be a PvP experience where they have North America against Europe. And every single time they win, one person leads from the opposing side. So if America wins, one leads from Europe, and they have 6 on each team, and they try and wither it down. And then there's a final event. Whoever wins the final event is the winner of the, it's called the Gillenor Games. So the winner of that gets all the money. But this season, they've changed it a bit where there's going to be 10 teams of 2. And then you vote out people to go in the banning, and then the banning, one team of 2 will leave every week. And I think we're currently on week 6, and me and Ducky just watched the whole thing, binged the whole thing. So it's been really fun. So there's loads of content to watch on YouTube that's TV-esque, that's not necessarily on TV. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's just nothing to do with Warhammer. Okay. Just named after the mythical island. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, my dad is 63, and he can use Netflix, he uses BT, he uses Sky, he uses all these things, right? So my dad can, if my dad can do it, you guys can do it. I'm sure. He is an avid watcher of many TV shows. Well, I think in this day and age, you don't even need a TV, really. You just, as long as you've got a PC or a laptop, you've got everything that you need. You just go from there, really. And everything you need is on the internet anyway these days. So, you can just go through Netflix, or you can go through, as you said, you watch on YouTube, or you can watch on, other places as well.
I watched it a lot in my teens. It's a waste of time. I got YouTube as time sink. He got banned by Twitter twice. Why? What did he do? What did he do? All right. Oh, clicked off. My apologies. So in the front, we are going to have Norgrimling Iron Breakers here. The 125 armor, bronze shield, and 79 melee defense men of the Dowie. Double of those Thunderers in the front. Dwarf Warriors as well with those shields, and some Longbeards. Another unit of Iron Breakers in the front with some more Longbeards. And Dwarf Warriors just going to be dotted around with the Dragonback Slayers. Dragonbacks, power of the Dragonback, Death Blow. And also they do come with that physical resistance that many people don't realise. And they do have that 20% there. Oh, it's actually 30%. That's really high for the bronze shield from the Swirling Axes. So a pretty strong box here. We are going to have the double cannons, of course, 440 meters of armor piercing range. And it's going to be very strong. We are going to be having the Master Engineer with Flash Bomb, Firing of Tory, and Thoric Ironbrow here with the Rune of Slowness, the Rune of Speed, the Rune of Doom, the Master Rune of Ancient Law, Anti-Locust of Power. So this is a strong box. For the Toomey Kings, we are going to see nearly double the forces here. We are going to be seeing some of those beautiful skeleton chariots. And look at this, a Chimerian War Sphinx. Very strong here with that anti-infantry and armor piercing. And some ammunition as well from the boys on the back. You can see the those devilish snipers. We are going to be having Archon the Black on foot, with the Archon here having the Tombblade of Arkham, as well as the Staff of Nagash, the Liber Mortis, the Fate of Buna, Doom and Darkness, the Curse, Life Leeching, but no Spirit Leech. Very interesting. So we are going to have some Skeleton Warriors at the front, quite a few with some Skelly Spears as well, mixing in the sky with some Carrier, make that 2. And looks like we are going to have a Tomb Scorpion at the back with some of those Chariots, make that 2. So 2 lots of 9 unit Chariots. In the tree, we have a sneaky unit, which is a more Skeleton Chariot. So triple Skeleton Chariots here up against the box build. Could be pretty tough. Could be pretty tough. Meanwhile, to get just cable internet with Comcast is like 70 to 90 a month. Then you try to get a bundle TV phone service you don't save on the internet. With how many people work remote, and it's also just live of content creation, it's a travesty how messed up the internet providers business here is in the US. I don't know if that's I might need to reread that. I'm not sure I quite understood that. I'll need to reread that once we're finished off here. So one thing I'm going to be liking here from the DBD Black Thorn, we are going to be moving in the Carrion into what I like to call the blind spot. So the blind spot here, you can see we have the cone for when we can shoot with our Thunderers. They're going to be coming into the blind spot, so they do want to. They're going to have to turn and shoot here and focus away from the front line if they want to do some damage up against those Carrion. Now, looks like here the cannons are going to be moving into the blind spot here, trying to shoot up against the Tomb Scorpion. One there on either side, both going to be in the trees. That's really smart there. Just going to be hanging out, acting all cool. And looks like we are going to be firing some volleys into the Carrion. That's just one volley there. As you can see, the Carrion from 18 models taking quite a bit of damage. That's why you kind of really want to get into the outside of the blind spot. Probably wouldn't be looking to attack yet with the Carrion. There's really not a lot there to... if they go in and dive bomb, there's nothing really to pull these dragons away. The Dragonback Slayers are going to move in, so there's going to be a movement here on top of the cannon. One of them is going to be moving forward a little bit out of position, unfortunately. So nice catch there for Mr. Black Thorn. Cannon's going to be just smashing into the front of the Skeleton Chariots. 2 models down already. And so we are going to be chasing here with the Dragonback Slayers, moving them off. Some more Carronades in the back, and they're just going to be thumping pretty hard here up against some of the cannons. Removing the crew is very nice, but actually going to melee combat here with the Iron Breakers, it's going to stop them from getting those blasting charges out, so that's really smart here from Mr. Blackthorn. Stopping the blasting charges from coming forward and smashing into the skeletons, so we can get them into melee combat. We don't see too many of those charges. In the back, though, Thunder is going to be whacking into the Skeleton Chariots. Down to 6 models now. We are going to cycle charge into the flank of the Dwarf Warriors. Just going down the flank there, but not too much push, unfortunately. Skeleton Chariots don't have the biggest mass here for Chariots. In the front there, we have some skeleton spears moving on to the right-hand flank with some warriors. Wouldn't mind seeing them dot around and maybe try and see if they can come through the small pocket hole here. We have some chariots that can certainly move into the middle, and this box is already getting pretty hardly pushed onto. Lots of damage up against these skeleton spearmen. Some blasting new charges went off, but not many. And now the Chimerian War Sphinx can enter the scene. He's going to be grounding and pounding and smashing straight here into the Nordgrimling Iron Breakers. It's a nice splash damage to push over quite a few models, and he's going to be in the back here trying to fight up against some of these Thunderers. Lovely work there from the Tomb Scorpion, some of those great attack animations that we all know too well, as they're going to be diving, dipping, and moving all over the place. We are going to be going down with 1 unit of chariots out of the 3 so far, down to 2 models. It is going to be breaking negative 24 leadership. Pretty poor there, unfortunately, in the early stages. Longbeards in the back. They're going to be holding pretty true, pretty strong. ForPoland is going to be in the balance of power lead here with the Dowie. The front line is going down pretty convincingly. We are going to have a summon in the back here of the Skeleton Warriors. I wouldn't mind seeing another summon in the back here, as we are just about to be hitting tier 3. An immediate summon here on the Thunderers is very, very ideal. So that is going to be the idea. And I can hear a Doom and Darkness in the... No, it's going to be a Fated Buna here going down on the Nordgrimling Ironbreakers. So nice summon in the back here. Let's try and see if we get these Ushopti straight pushed onto those Thunderers. We need to start shutting them down and start shutting them down quickly. On the flanks, Longbeards here with the Dwarf Warriors dotted along the front line. They're going to be holding relatively well. A lot of the Skeleton Warriors have been dealt with. Chariots down to 1 there, negative 23, and that's 2 units down. I think that might be all of them, actually. No, we have 1 in the middle there. For the Futtering of Tory straight here up against the Skeleton Spearmen. That's a beautiful spell up against lightly armoured infantry. But here in the middle, we are actually going to have the Chimerian War Sphinx fighting in hand-to-hand up against those Thunderers. In the middle, I actually didn't see the... I did see the Lord Choice. It was Thorok Ironbrow. Now, he does have the Rune of Doom. I don't think I've seen that pop yet. I haven't heard the clang so far from the nice Rune of Doom. In the middle of Longbeards, we are going to have an overcasted Doom and Darkness. So we'll be that negative 16 leadership. So a couple of recharges here and some nice piercing damage from the Terror of the Tomb Scorpion could really open up the Longbeards. And there we go. Rune of Doom is going to go down. So blasting charges there. Still moving over the top from the Nordgrimlings. But in the front here, a little bit pushed onto is going to be these Thunderers. We need to continuously have pressure here in the front line. I'd like to see Arkin getting a little bit more involved. Staff and Nagash is going down, but we need to delete these Thunderers. Tomb Scorpion pushing off the cannons, but we certainly need to push off these Thunderers. They're very healthy, and if we can get those off the battlefield, get both units off, it's looking pretty strong here for the Tomb Kings, I think. Then the next biggest problem is going to be Thorok Ironbrow. That boy is healthy and he is tanky. In the middle, we can see the Master Engineer. He's going to be shooting pretty hard into the Chimerian War Sphinx, I imagine, or maybe trying to see if he can gently snipe Arkin the Black here in the back. Thunderous shots going in up against these War Sphinx. We need to get Arkin really involved here. He needs to start shutting down some of the backline range units. Looks like the Tomb Scorpion is coming back. Lack of armor piercing for the Dragonbite Slayers could prove to be difficult. It's a good push from the Tomb Scorpion here from Blackthorn. Moving the Thunderers out is an absolute necessity. In the backside, we've got some nice blasting charges ready to go for the Nordgrimlings. Some more here, from the Ironbreakers, and some more Nordgrimlings on the right with some of those blasting charges as well. So they're very healthy. Any sort of summons here coming out from Arkin the Black is always going to be beneficial. Looks like here, GG will play coming out from Blackthorn. I don't think it's GG yet, but obviously having the Chimerian War Sphinx fighting here up against Thorok Ironbrow is probably not ideal. Blasting charge. Oh my god! Look at the damage there on Arkin the Black. Now there's going to be army losses. GG well played, and those Dowie held strong. Ironbreakers in this matchup are so difficult to deal with. It's a tough match for Boney Boys. I think, honestly, I think the Double Tomb Scorpion was good. Double Tomb Scorpion with triple Ushopti here would have been very difficult for Son of the Mountains ForPoland to deal with. It would have been very difficult. 1.5k from the Nordgrimlings, 920 as well from the Ironbreakers. Let's go through it. So 800 for the Thorok Ironbrow, 330 for the Master Engineer, with 480, 490 for the Dwarf Warriors, with 850 and 470 for the Longbeards. We've got 1,200 here for the Dragonback Slayers, 530 and 560 for the Thunderers, with 480 and 470 for the Cannons. The Cannons didn't really do that great. They did okay. Not great though, but they do have some extra chevrons on them. But I think here if you, I mean, let's have a look. So we got 100, 140, and 500. Now, chariots are very good against the Dowie. There's no doubting that. They are very strong. I think in general, if you had gone triple Ushakti with the double Tomb Scorpion, and then maybe gone Archon on his horse, maybe, with Spirit Leech, and maybe gone Fate of Buna, use Fate of Buna there on the Thunderers. If you would focus down the Thunderers and the cannons, the Dowie's pretty done for. You can then just summon with Archon in the front, use your skeletons to keep them back, and then of course just pick them off with Karen at the end. And I think if you manage to pull them apart, take care of the cannons, Thunderers, they're not really going to be able to catch you ever at all. You're going to be faster across the board, apart from maybe your skeletons, but even then you're not too bothered. And then you just kind of shoot the remainder of the infantry. And, you know, if you drop the War Sphinx, you take 2 Tomb Scorpions, and you just take the double Necrotech for some healing, you can get an extra 2,000 health there from the double Tomb Scorpion. So I think there are ways of doing this. There are certainly ways of doing this. Having maybe 1 or 2 skirmish cavalry as well, just to deal with Slayers, is also not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. But I think in general, what Blackthorn had was a close idea to what you could bring. I just think that Ushakti Great Bow would have just smashed the cannons. They just would have destroyed the teams in behind. But of course, I've not had too much experience from the Bony Boy side, so I probably need to do a bit more testing there. I just say no to the bundling offer, simple as. What's that, sorry? The bundling offer? Alright, I'll drop back in there with hell yeah, America. Dowie win, yeah, no chaff left. Kitty goes meow. It's a tough matchup for the Bony Boys, yeah, for sure. So that'll be 3-0 here for Mr. ForPoland. Getting that reverse sweep. Alright, this is going to be the big 3 here for Mr. ForPoland. If you guys are enjoying today's content, please feel free to like and subscribe as well. It really does help the channel, and the likes here do, of course, push out and help YouTube promote, due to the algorithm that will promote the live stream to the wider audience. That would be very helpful if you guys were willing to do that. Apologies for me as well. I'm a little bit under the weather, I think. I didn't sleep so well last night. My throat is killing me, so I'm trying to cast the best of my ability. So apologies for that. Let's have a little look. So, I might need to move this just here and there. Alright, meanwhile, to get just cable internet with consistent, it's like 70 to 90 a month there. Yeah, it's about the same here. I think, yeah. Then when you try to get a bundled TV and phone service, you don't need to save on internet. Yeah, I think it's about the same here. I think it's roughly what we pay for our internet. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think, what sort of tea are you thinking? Maybe some lemongrass and honey tea, you thinking? Or are you just thinking just regular, good old brew? Some brown brew in there to fix me up. Alright, let's have a look. Alrighty. So I've been sent 4 or 5 messages. Just make sure none of them are serious. Cool. Okay, we're all good. What I might do is I might just make a cup of tea and put a little bit of honey in it, maybe maybe that'll soothe it out a bit as well. But yeah, I think for the Bony Boys, it's not as bad as people think. I just think that most people just try to run them over with chariots, and I think, you know, with Rune of Doom and all these elements, it's pretty difficult at the moment. I think triple bow shopti is, or even quadruple bow shopti is not a bad idea. I think that is something you can certainly do. Quadruple bow shopti there would have absolutely ruined the day of ForPoland. Actually, I think you can only bring triple, or maybe you can bring quadruple. Let me check. I think because they're 1100, you can bring 3, and then you can also bring the ROR. I'm pretty sure. Bow shopti. And the ROR bow shopti also have reduction on shields and stuff, which is quite nice. They have shield breaker. You can bring... yeah, quadruple bow shopti. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's not a bad idea. Yes, you can bring 4. Yes, I've heard of Spartacus said that just honey is super good for your throat. Yeah, I've obviously been trying to cast twice a day at the moment, so it's starting to take a bit of an impact, I think. Cannons outtrade bow shopti comfortably. You mean when bow shopti are in range? Even 4 units of bow shopti? I've never tested it. I've never tested it. I don't... because also, the one thing with cannons, right, is that they'll all shoot the same model, all 3 cannons. So even if you target 2 cannons on 4 bow shopti, are they going to outtrade them really effectively is the question. They might do. They might very well do. And if you also include a Spirit Leech in there as well from Arkin, is that going to help? Because you'll have Spirit Leech, you'll also have Fate of Buna that you can use. And as long as you just delete that cannon super quickly with all the crews, I can see it being pretty effective. I think if you just focus it down. And what you can do is you can like overcast, and then you can just use your stuff in a gash immediately and just overcast again, and you know, just keep smashing that one cannon until it dies. I'll tell you what, guys. I'll test it tonight, and we'll see if we can get it to work. Maybe I'll run up against ForPoland's army and see if I can get Dubsky from that. And then if I'm wrong, I'll post it, and if I'm right, I'll post it. But well, I'm not right or wrong because I don't really know. I don't actually know at all. I think it should work in theory. I think it could work is probably the better way of saying that. But yeah, so Empire, Warriors of Chaos, and Wood Elves banned Greenskins and Vampire Counts. Yeah, not sad about that. Not sad about that at all. Then I'll ban Empire and go Empire. So Empire against Wood Elves is favoured for the Empire, and Empire against Chaos is pretty even. I'd probably say gently favoured for... I don't know. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I meant Thorn. I meant Thorn, not ForPoland. I meant ForPoland pick one, ban one. So, Empire, go Empire. Cool. I butchered this. Alright. Yo, what's up, my guy? What's with the blazing hate for me neckbit best of 7? No. What do you mean best of 7, best of 4? No, I'm booking them in, mate. I'm booking them in. So I put you guys, I put you down bunnies for one. I put you neckbit in for one. I've got Katam in for some. I've got a bunch of you guys in as well. So yeah, I've got a bunch of you guys ready to go. So we're just working in when we're going to get these done. I promised Blackthorn the best of 7 series before you guys. So you guys are in the line. You're getting ready. Although I know exactly what your best of 7 is going to be. It's going to be Vampire Count against Vampire Count start. And then it will be Dowie against Dowie in the second game. Then it will be Beastmen versus Beastmen in the third game. And then it will be Dark Elves versus Dark Elves in the fourth game. I'm just guessing you're going to do 7 games of mirror matches was what I was thinking. Yeah, they butchered this now. They didn't read it, but whatever. We'll move on. Okay. We're on Carrot Bifter. Right. We won't mirror 95% unless it's a really fun one. Fair enough. Wait, lobby is bugged. I'll be back. Cool. All right, sweet. All right, sweet. I might smooth this somewhere better for my neck, I think, but there we go. Okay. I like the VC mirror. I mean, the VC mirror is okay, I guess. It's just whoever dominates the air, really. That's just it. I wish it was just a little bit more interesting than that. Back when Warhammer Cup rules were a thing, somebody and I did VC Mirror with identical armies and legally had 26 single entities in a tournament. When did 26 single entities become legal? God damn it. What 26 single entities did you bring? God damn. I didn't know you could bring 26 single entities. Alright, so we're going to play up on Karak Guftar. I have no idea what these guys are doing, but when they load in and when they load up, we'll know what they're doing. And when that's done, then we will move forward. Nice. A bunch of Boris and Mortis cards. Oh yeah, I forgot. You got mortises, don't you? I'm trying to think, like back when Warhammer cut rules were a thing. Back in Warhammer cut rules, that'd be Warhammer 1, right? Or were they later than that as well? Alright, so Carrick Buftar here. Coming on the Dowie map, we are, I think, having Empire up against Greenskins. Alright, so for the Empire here and Mr. ForPoland, we are going to be having the double Knight and the Blazing Sun. Very strong indeed. We're also going to have the Halberds, so 2 units there, really good at countering. Looks like 2 Halberds there to and 2 of the Knights of the Blazing Sun to counter Trolls. Looks like also here in the front line we are going to be having some of the Sigma Sons, the Unbreakable Infantry, some Spearmen as well. Looks like they are going to be with the shields. Yes, the shields there for the added missile resistance and melee defense. We are going to be having 2 units of handgunners there for the AP, and in the middle we are going to have the Great Cannon with the 450 range. In the back we are going to be having the Bright Wizard. Bright Wizard here will have Burning Head, Fireball and Kindle Flame, with Volkmar the Grim, who will have the Grand Soulfire, the Grand Shield of Faith, the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, Banishment, and the Jade Griffin. In the front here for Mr. ForPoland. Oh, sorry, for Mr. Blackthorn, we are going to have the Night Goblins. So, no, it looks like they're just going to be the 400 model with the poison. 9 Goblins, Night Goblins, the AP Glue Needs with those Fanatics, and some more Night Goblins. I think that should be, I think they're just the 400 units. I think they're just the 400. Nasty Skulkers as well, a couple of units of those bad boys, and then a interesting amount of cavalry that's going to be squished. So the Dirked Squigs here with the immune to psychology and missile resistance. On the side as well, we are going to have the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, more ITP. Oh, ITP is going to come for the Black Hawk, I think. So the Black Hawk Big Boss is going to be kitted to the sun. He's going to be having Heroic Killing Blow, Get Back Here, the Dragon Slayer's Fang, as well as Rabble Rouse and the Brass Cleaver. The Lord choice is going to be the Great Goblin Shaman, here with Don't Even Try It, Crown of Command, Arcane Conduit, Night Shroud, Itchy Nuisance, and Sneaky Stealing. We are of course going to have a Giant there for the AP, and in the middle we are going to be having some more Squigs, and it looks like some Orc Boys there for the Armor Piercing Cavalry. It looks like 1, 2, 3 units there of cavalry there in the box. We are going to use the Night Shroud, and we are going to go invisible. If they charge away too much too quickly, a lot of these are just going to become invisible, I think. Because some of these are just too slow. I'm just going to go away with it. So Night Shroud is going to keep these guys nice and invisible, so he's not going to see any of the army, I don't think. Apparently that's engaged in the front line, but they can't see anything. But the full front line, I love this though, from Blackthorn. He's going to be going with a full invisible army here, with, of course, the Night Shroud. So we are going to be charging the front line here up against the Night Goblins. Big fat charge there from the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Going to be ripping apart here up against these Night Goblins. Not too much AP here apart from the Nasty Skulkers. Flashbomb going down is actually going to slow the Knights of the Blazing Sun. So we should be able to catch them here with the Nasty Skulkers. Nasty Skulkers are just going to be stabbing into the backside here of the Knights. I don't know how long the Flashbomb lasts. Flashbomb is going to be for 21 seconds. Get the cavalry in here as well as quickly as possible. Try to get some of that AP in the back. But the nice Flashbomb is going to be wrecking the Knights of the Blazing Sun here. So some great work coming out of Mr. Blackthorn. In the front, Spearmen as well are going to go forward. Try and see if we can charge it up against the Orc Boars and getting something up against these Night Goblins. Fireball in the front, overcasted. That's going to try and see if we can smash maybe into the Goblin Great Shaman. Gonna miss, but it is going to go right into the Nasty Skulkers. They're going to feel that punch for sure. Now, there's not too much here to take down Volkmar the Grim at the late stage, maybe just the Giant. The Giant is going to be rolling over. Great cannons in the back. We need to really get around the backside here and start shutting down some of that range. 2 units of the Thunderers in the middle. They're going to pretty much rip apart the Giant if at all possible. Itchy Nuisance in the pocket, negative melee attack and base weapon damage. Burning Head straight down the flank here, coming up against the AP Gloonies. The AP Gloonies have been destroyed, and in comes the charge of the Black Hawk Big Boss. He's going to be coming after Volkmar the Grim, as moving with the nasty Skulkers here up against the Halberdiers. Grand Starfire in the front is going to do some good damage here as well. Do some nice work up against those Night Goblins, but still yet nothing in the back here. But it looks like we do have the Great Goblin Shaman on a Wolf. Very strong indeed. So here we see the Night Goblins up against Halberdiers. Charges from the Knights of the Blazing Sun coming into the flank of the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers. The Night Goblin Squigs are also fighting here against Knights of the Blazing Sun. They are ripping apart this cavalry. This build is different than what you would normally see, and it's really taken the surprise here for Mr. ForPoland. So I really like it and I respect it. And the most important thing I respect is this Lord here. He's going to have 92 speed here on his... he's so glass cannon, but being on top of that Wolf Rider is so funny. I love that. And the back, those Thunderers are going to be shooting here up against the 8-peak Loonies. So that's going to be 31, 28 models there, 560 health. While going down as well, so we're going to pin in with the poison here up against Volkmar the Grim. We should be able to move in with the Giant as well. He's going to go down to 43 speed. We are going to charge in here with the Black Orc Big Boss. He's moving in there with the armor-piercing Hog, trying to see if we can smash in. Now, Volkmar is in big trouble. The Grand Shield of Faith, the Grand Hammer of Sigmar going down. But big hits here into the backside of Volkmar from that big Giant. Looks like the cavalry is in the back, shutting down the Bright Wizard. Don't even try going down on him as well for that damage over time. He's going to be getting thumped here by the armor-piercing cavalry, but a good counter is going to be getting 2 units of Thunderers here to pour straight into those Orc boys. He has been broken. I don't see him coming back here anytime quickly. We are going to get some of the Ducked Squigs here in the back with some of the Goblin Squig Hoppers. In the front here, it looks like the Knights are going to be losing here up against Squig Hoppers, and in the left, the Night Goblins are going to be breaking. In the front with that turn here for the Giant, just going to be smashing apart some of the Sigma Suns. I don't see the Giant elsewhere. These guys are going to be unbreakable. I love how he's going to pick them up. What's he going to do with them? I didn't see. He probably just bit him in half or something. But I'd like to have him more in the back here where he can start terrifying some of the infantry. Gun's going to be pouring here into the lightly armored Goblin Great Shaman. That is bold to run headlong here into the handgunners indeed. But now we're going to get the charges in. We're going to move in here with some of the cavalry, and that is going to be these handgunners dealt with pretty quickly. And then we are going to get a bit of a spell. It's going to be a banishment here from the big Sigma right himself. We are going to be getting the Volkmar, the Volkswagen just smashing with that nice one into the Night Goblins. Pushing the Sigma Suns are accidentally going to be following here up against the big Giant. We are going to be recharging with the Black Orc Big Boss. 70 speed for him, so as long as he stays on the backside here of Volkmar the Grim, we're going to be doing lots of damage indeed. Cavalry's going to be thumping straight into the front line for the Halberdiers. I wouldn't have actually minded him seeing them charge them into the Volkmar. The Volkswagen's in the back. We're now going to try and pin in Volkmar. If we can pin in using the cavalry, we now have the Giant in behind. That's a big hit there for Black Thorn. 1 or 2 more of those big hits, and we can see some big damage coming through. Black Orc Big Boss is going to be fighting Wavering here for the Orc War Cavalry as well. Lots of damage as well. We don't even try. Itchy Nuisance going down for the reduction in melee attack as well. And this is looking like it's going to be a Green Boy win. This has been a big play here from Mr. DBD Blackthorn, and something I did not expect. We're going to see 9 Goblins on the side there from 49. They need to kind of charge here, get that leadership bonus. If they get just charged by spears, it's not going to be too pretty there for them. While Mars moving over, he's going to be healing, so we need to get some sort of cavalry in the back. Maybe a little bit of pressure here coming in from the Goblin Shaman could also be quite nice. The stats aren't great, but a little bit of pressure might be decent. Handgunners in the mat, they're going to be pouring here into the Goblin Great Shaman. Night Shroud as well, so that's going to hide them away for a short period of time. Final line here is going to be getting thumped by the Giant. He's just going to be ripping apart double spears. Of course, we do have the Silver Suns in here as well. They are going to fight pretty strong, but they are going to get taken down by the big Giant. Over on this hand side of the side, we are going to get some nasty Skulkers here fighting up against the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Flashbomb going down now would be perfect if we can get that done. But they are going to be winning in combat. They are going to get that melee attack and armor piercing perk, where I can't remember what that's called actually, but a lot of people forget that, even I to an extent forget that they have it here, which is going to be Opportunist Murderer. So wavering here with the Knights in the back here, looks like we do. We are going to shatter the handgunners. Looks like we have a couple units of halberds and spears dotted around the pocket with some Sigma Suns, but it is just going to be Volkmar just regenning here in the back. A little bit of pressure on him might be quite nice. We do have the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, pretty good armor piercing, but here in the back we can see that actually we are going to push with the Goblin Great Shaman here onto the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Flash bomb. I don't know if we have one for the skulkers. I believe it's just on the timer. I believe it's 2 minutes. No, 90 seconds. Every minute and a half you can use them. But looks like they are going to break here. The big boys are going to go down. Spearmen here are going to collect for the Empire, but I think it's the end of the days here for them. Now, we don't want to have the Giant fighting in combat just against this lot. He will lose. He will just get poked to death. And he's going to be a lot of the balance of power here. He's going to sweep into the front line. We should be able to terrify a lot of the Spearmen here in the front. We are going to get increased melee attack thanks to the Black Hawk Big Boss, giving 10 melee attack there to the Giant. So we're going to immediately terrify the Spearmen. We're going to charge in the front here up against those Spearmen. But in comes Volkmar the Grim trying to see, just a near miss there on the Black Hawk Big Boss. Charge from the Giant. Giant comes in, a bit of a near miss there. Damage trying to come down on top of the Black Hawk and the Giant. It looks like we are going to get Itchy Nuisance going down. It's like the Grand Hammer of Sigmar, so it's going to reduce the melee attack buff that they did get. And so we are going to shatter with 1 unit of Spearmen. Second unit is broken, and the third unit is going to hold relatively strong. We are going to terrify as well here up against the Halberdiers. We are going to charge in here with the Squigs. Try and see if we can pin in Volkmar. Volkmar is going to be running. Banishment in the back here is going to catch the Squigs, and hopefully should be able to break those. They did get shattered, so good work there for that Banishment. That's actually going to stop in some of the infantry for pushing. If that goes through that, that's going to be pretty painful. Oh, I don't know how they didn't break. I'll be honest. I believe they start with 40 leaderships. I have no idea how they didn't break. Giant's now going to be moving in here up against Volkmar the Grim. He's going to be fighting here solely up against the Black Hawk Big Boss. Get back here for that plus 16 leadership. Should be able to hold whilst they come through with a nice big thumps. Rear charge. Are we going to get it with the Giant? Big punch there in the backside. That is going to be army losses. GG, well played. And ForPoland drops. God damn, that was an army. That was an army. I can't remember the last time a Giant was effective in Warhammer 2. Wow. Do you know what? I actually played a game against Blackthorn, I think it was. I played a game against not Blackthorn, sorry. I played a game against Captain Morgan from DBD, and he brought double Giant Taurox against my Greenskins with double Arachnarok Spider, and he beat me with it. He beat me with it hard. Just typically really squishy targets in this era of tons of ranged. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even one handgunner would have been enough. Yeah, I think he came over pretty quickly there with the remainder of his infantry and was just able to support the Giants, so it was very strong. So well played the Blackthorn, 460 there for the Goblin Great Shaman, 1.7k there for the Black Hawk Big Boss, 350 and 500 here for the Night Goblins. For the other Night Goblins, 420 and 130. From the ROR here, we are going to get 440 for the AP units with a beautiful burning head there to take care of them. 670 and 215 for the nasty Skulkers. Don't see there's enough. Actually, Flash Bomb there with the Opportunist Murderer as well is really strong. Get a rear charge with them, get a Flash Bomb in as well, slow them down, and you start winning in combat, and they get increased melee attack and armor piercing, and these guys can thump pretty hard. They have a good amount of models. I think it's between 90 and 120. They're pretty strong, or at least they can be, or they can be complete glass cannon, you never know. One burning head and these guys will shatter and they're done for. But 630, 1,100 for the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and 480 here for the Dirk Squigs. 570, 670 for the Orc Boys, with 1,070 there for the Savage Orc Boys, and 100 kills for 2,200 damage value for the Giant. Now, the reason why you don't see Giants as much as well is, I think all factions that have Giants, so that's Chaos, Beastmen, Greenskins, Norska, that's it. Then none of those guys have healing magic. They just don't have healing. So when you've got a unit that's that sized with 30 armor that can just get absolutely decimated, well, there's not a lot you could do about it really. They're just gonna die to a current stage that has just so much kite. Like, I think if we'd gone like 2 units of Pistoliers in here, I think this build loses. Just 2 units of Pistoliers and you just kite all of this because it can't catch you. it would have been very difficult. But well played here. We got 1,077 for Vault Bar of the Grim, 850 for the Bright Wisdom before he got caught, 260, 260, 570, and 470. Normal Spearman in at 750, so they're still performed very well. 1,045 here for the Sigma Suns, with 380 and 630 for the Halberds. 930 and 580 for the handgunners, with 840, 250 and 700. So where the infantry picked up, the cavalry left down. Only 58 damage for the great cannons. So yeah. That was a game and a half. I enjoyed that. Yes, you just missed a great game. Blackthorn just played out of his skin there. That was a beautiful build that he brought. There's going to be 3-1 here between the two. I like that. That was also a particularly commonly expected good build there from ForPoland. Alrighty. Hey, Ducky! See, I have a feeling if I check the... I do wonder. I wonder. I only wonder if you had something to do with this, Mr. Dark. I know you are a massive advocate of the Goblin Grey Shaman on a wolf. No one ever brings him except you, but I love it. Well, moving through to game 5 here. We will double check there on the board. So we are now going to be moving on to Eshken. So, Ban Coast, and... Ah, okay, looks like he doesn't care. Cool. Cool. The duck is everywhere. The duck is always everywhere. And anything DBD related, you'll find him there, my friend. You'll find him there. Anything that involves death before ducks, he's always there. You will place expired bread upon us. Nothing to do with me. Blackthorn is just a legend, so he knows what to be. I mean, this is also very true. This is very true. The Goblin Great Shaman on the Wolf is the absolute, probably one of the most Chad picks you can pick. And the guy is pure glass cannon, but and honestly doesn't punch back. But he is so fun. I love the build. That was actually the funnest build I've casted in a while. Actually, having the Night Shroud with the front line as well, which is completely in stalk. It was insane. What's it like as a subscriber? I'll hunt you down and place the curse of no bread upon you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Ducky, but God, man, I'm struggling. I've got the world's sorest throat right now. It's absolutely killing me at the moment. Unfortunately, I have to go, but enjoy the reverse sweep, people. Yes, Mr. Rubber Duck, you enjoy. I believe you are doing your D&D tonight, so enjoy. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. So, we are going to be having Skaven up against Chaos. Renownedly favoured here for the Chaos. They're very good at enveloping here up against the Skaven. I think there is a way to deal with this with the Skaven. There is at least 1 or 2 ways you can deal with this. But for Chaos, the majority just go wide. Super wide, skirmish cav, cheap skirmish cav, cheap infantry, go wide, and the Skaven struggle. Invariably. Just take a strong lord. You can take Unbreakable, Terrorist, Arthurial. You can pretty much take any of them and justify all of them, apart from maybe... I probably wouldn't take Kolek, but the other 3 for sure. The other 3 for sure. I am indeed. Peace out. Peace out, dude. Peace out. Logic, when will you be streaming the Battlemania finals? Hopefully Friday. I'm going to be sending a message out after this in regards to the Battlemania finals. So the guys have been announced. So for those that are on the channel, you will see that I have announced who is in the final. And then from there, you guys will be able to see who's going to be playing at the weekend. And hopefully my voice is back for them, because right now it's absolutely tortured. It really is tortured. I really am struggling. Alright, so we're going to be on Eshin here. Alrighty then, so we're going to be here with the Chaos. We're going to have Forsaken. Forsaken on the front line. It looks like we've got quite a few units of Forsaken. Strong units there. Good armor, very quick indeed. Chaos Marauders, Chaos Marauders. Sarthriol with cheap skirmish cav, double of the Chaos Warhound poisons, and Chaos Spawn. So for Sarthriol, going to be the Magic and the Lord today. We will have the Standal Die, Arcane Conduit, the Scroll of Leeching, as well as Final Transmutation, Metal Shifting, and Unbreakable. So very wide front line, good Unbreakable Chaos Spawn in the back as well. It's going to be very difficult for the Skaven to deal with. On top of the hill here, we are going to have Skaven Slave Spears dotted around the pocket with some Death Globe Bombardiers in the middle. The Plague Monk Sensor Bearers here for the armor piercing, magic damage, and that, I'm going to say, contaminated. Oh baby, -10, get off me. Storm Vermin, Sword and Shield here with some more Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. And looks like here on the flank some more Skaven Slaves. Looks like quadruple here of the Gutter Runners, some with poison, some without. And here looks like we are going to be having a triple threat. On the floor we are going to have a Warp Up Engineer here with the Doom Rocket, the Howling Warp Gale, the Warp Lightning, the Warpstone Armor, Musk of Fear, and Extra Powder. Here for the Lord Choice we are going to have Queek Head Taker. The man, the myth, the legend. Someone we don't see very often here in the multiplayer scene. The Dwarf Gouger with trophy heads. Stand Your Ground. Venomous Valor, if I could say it. And the Warp Shard Armor. Over here on the left, we are on the right. Sorry, we are going to be having the Chieftain here with Guardian, as well as the Power Grab and the Shield of Distraction. So a very different, unique army here coming out as well. So it looks like we are having a right-hand flank here for the double Chaos Warhounds and the triple of the Marauder Horsemen. Horsemen here, they're going to immediately fire straight into the Gutter Runners. Volleys are going to come out here into the floor. Good hits there. And looks like for the return fire, yeah, a little bit of damage, a little bit of poison. Good work there on the right one as well. So much better and more efficient trades there coming out of the Skaven. Frontline is coming forward. If you're not careful here, I'll actually be dropping this half back whilst rotating the other side forward, because of course you're going to be hitting with half the army here up against the full Skaven. Death Globadiers though, they're going to be having 72 armor piercing damage, or yeah, they are. Oh, Death Bombardiers, sorry. The Globe of Bombardiers in the front, they do some pretty good work. Magic damage, armor piercing, so pretty strong indeed. Magic damage means it won't do anything against Sarthorial, but it should be fine. But we are going to move in with Queek Head Taker. Queek is going to get absolutely yeeted from one side to the other, but in comes the Chieftain, anti-large and armor piercing. He should do some nice work here in the middle, because Sarthorial is just going to yeet straight through all of this. We have managed to break the Chaos Warhounds of Poison. They are broken. Are they going to come back into the question? I don't think they are. Negative 15, negative 12, negative 15, and they're gone! So that's a nice early door work there. In the back, we do have the Chaos Warhound Poisons. They're going to be doing pretty strong, trying to see if we can shut down some of the Gutter Runners. Final Transportation in the pocket, going to be catching quite a few units here in the middle, including the Gutter Runner Poisons. That's going to be Overcast. That's going to be a lot of damage. Really damage in the middle is going to be Sartorial as he tries to come into the back here to fight up against some of the Gutter Runners. In the front, we are going to be having Quick Head Taker. He's going to get left behind here just a little bit. We need to get him in the back here fighting up against Sartorial. In the front side here, we do actually have some of the Chaos Spawn doing some nice work in the middle here. So we are going to be breaking up against the Plague Monster and Sibera. So a nice, good, effective trade in the front here from those Forsaken and Chaos Spawn. Now, of course, here that Contaminated, you are going to want that on top of Forsaken, but not too much here on top of Chaos Spawn. You're not going to get that benefit for Unbroken units. Or, sorry, Unbreakable units. In the back, we are going to get the Gutter Runner Poison, still trying to see if they can cut up against Sartorial. The Terror is going to break them and shatter them here in the middle. We are going to have Gutter Runners firing a little bit more here into Sartorial, but that 50% negation to missiles is going to pay dividends there in the effect of the Chaos Favor. Chieftain moving here into the front line. We're trying to see if he can fight up against some of the heavily armored Forsaken or up against some of these Chaos Spawn. I think he needs to get in the back though and start shutting down Sartorial, because Sartorial is going to be dumpstering this back line. He's pretty much pushed through and just had his way with it. In the middle, going into melee combat, looks like we are going to be having the double Gutter Runners. One here poisoned, one not. Going to be fighting up against the Marauders. And looks like we are going to get a Warp Lightning here straight into the middle of the Marauder Horsemen. Okay damage there. Looks like we killed a couple of models as well. So some nice damage in the middle. In the back though, looks like we are going to get some of the Gutter Runners back. Hopefully get those into the front line firing here up against some Chaos Marauders and co. But here, it's like Sartorial is going to come in up against the Chieftain and Quick Head Taker. The Dwarf Gouger going down, melee attack and armor piercing. Don't think we see him enough, really. I really like Quick Head Taker. He's a very, very fun lord indeed. And of course, there, although he's actually not the leader of the of Clan Wars as far as I'm aware. He's actually, I believe he's just one of the. I believe he's just one of like the. He's just one of the top in the level, but he doesn't actually run Clan Wars as far as I'm concerned. Chaos Spawn there, going to get some damage by the Warp Lightning. I think most of that was for the Forsaken. But of course, there's going to be damage over time here coming out of the Hawkstone armor. That's what you see the grey swells for. There's going to be a little damage here coming from that beautiful, beautiful ability. He is going to be wavering though, so we do have to be careful. We do have the Lord nearby as well. And of course, they can be terror-routed here by Sartorial. Massive Power going to be pulling into the Chaos Favor. Hopefully we can get Quick to slap up and bust the bread here of Sartorial just a little bit. It's kind of where I need to focus. That Terror is going to be huge. Looks like he's going to be breaking as well here. Balance of Power is going to be heavily shifting in the favor of the Chaos. Quite a few here of the units are going to be kiting, but they aren't going to get caught at the same time. Quite a few of the heroes here, both of them going to get hit pretty heavily whilst getting caught here in that trap. One is trying to escape here with the Chieftain, but he's going to just get rear charged here by Sartorial. Having him with Terror and Unbreakable status is very, very strong. In the back, it looks like we're going to move in with some Clan Rat Spears. Yeah, looks like Chieftain's going to get chased here by some Marauder Horsemasters as well. Sorry, Marauder Horsemen. And it looks like Quick that has broken is going to get chased off as well by the Forsaken. He's got very strong leadership, 28. I'm surprised he broke there. But as we can see in the middle, getting trapped is going to be the Warlock Engineer. He's going to shatter. It's all going to shatter. So GG's well played here to the Chaos. And a great shutdown here from Mr. ForPoland. Yes, game was a burst VC. Yeah, Skaven vs VC is playable for sure. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's not favourable for the Skaven, but it's, you know, it's not bad either. 1,100 for Quick Head Taker, with 500 as well for the Chieftain. We got 970 for the Warlock Engineer, with 87, 6, and 14 for the Skaven Slave Spears, with 1,021, 540, 350, and 300 for the Gutter Runners with Poison and without. We are going to have 705 and 430 for the Plague Months and Siberas. I really like these units. I've never seen them used competitively to any sort of level, but I'd like to see them here today. 540 for the Storm Vermin Sword and Shield, with 40 and 130 from the Clan Rat Spears. Difficult Bombardiers coming in at 630 and 29 from the Skaven Slaves. 114, 1.3k in there for Sartorial, doing some great work indeed. Overcast Fine Transportation really deleting that pocket. 94, 114, and 150 for the Chaos Marauders, with 730 for the Forsaken, with 680, 680, 380, and 500. 311, 340, and 370 for the Marauder Horsemen, with 92 and 350 for the Chaos Warhounds with Poison. 905, 1,200, and 480 here for the Chaos Spawn. We're going to do one final game. Logic, sometimes Skaven bring them. Sometimes Skaven bring them versus Norska. Bring what? Sorry. You think it's Skaven favoured? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, what you mean the Plague Mountain Bearers? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Contaminated is really good actually. All right. All right, so we have one in. Ooh. We haven't seen that yet from him. Okay, that's nice. That's interesting. So just going to wait for the last one. And then let's get it going. Just waiting for Black Thorn's faction. And by the way, Logic, how come you stream on Twitch now? Oh, I just stream when I got some time, buddy. Just stream when it's good for me. Yeah. I don't think I've seen you in any of my streams, to be fair. Would you watch if I was doing it earlier? Also, like, I don't want the streams on Twitch to take up like the prime time for when I'm doing my YouTube as well. So I like to do my YouTube between like 5 and 10 generally. It's what I do for the YouTube. I think that's like kind of like the best time to stream. Oh, actually, I don't think 5 Forsaken is legal. No, you say that. Oh no, they're 950, so it might be legal. Let me check. No, you say that. Or are they 1,000? I can't remember. It might be the ROR's 1,000. I think actually they're 850, so I think it is legal. I'm pretty sure it is actually. I'm pretty sure you can bring 5. I'll just double check. Yeah, you can bring 5. Yeah, I think the ROR's 1,000 and the base is 850 or 750. 750. 750. I think. I can't remember. 850 or 750. Yeah. All right. Nice. Right, cool, we're in. Amazing. Let's do this. I'll try and pop in if you are going to stream on Twitch today. Oh, nice. Yeah, I am going to stream. I'm going to be streaming some stuff. Hey, just in time for some Skaven. Unfortunately, you've just missed the Skaven, Mr. Bowmore. You've just missed it. You've just missed it. All right, Empire versus Bretonia. We will do a nice map here. Let's think about a nice map. Let's go with... Schwarzenhafen. So it's going to be the final game. It's going to be Mr. Blackthorn up against Mr. ForPoland. And it's going to be... So it was a 4-1 victory here for ForPoland here. He takes the score away here on the doors. He's going to take the series here in his grasp. And of course, going to do one final hurrah here with Empire up against Bretonia. So, welcome everybody. Thank you very much to all those that have popped in and watched as well. Sorry for my voice. I've got a really sore throat back here. I'm hoping it will go away. I might just go and try and see if I can take some medicine, get a little bit of caffeine in me as well, and see if that I feel a little bit better for the stream in a minute. This is a cool matchup. Bullmore has left the conversation. Oh, while you're here, Mr. Bowmore, I need to have a chat with you in regards to the league. In regards to the Intercity League. Remind me, because I am a man of forgetting things. When's the pump wagon challenge? What is the pump wagon challenge, Mr. Wickedy? So, we've got 2 choices today for this evening. I'm actually going to be doing maybe a little bit of single player. I think I'll be going through some legendary campaigns. So if you guys want to vote, I'll be doing that there on the Discord. So make sure you're in the Discord so that you can vote. I'll leave a link to that at the end so you guys can make sure that you're in there. But it's also in the description as well. So if you find it in the description, do join up there. And also... otherwise, I'll send a link for you guys. You'll be able to vote on what you want to see. I can either do the 4th stage of my... and the final stage of my Throt, the Unclean campaign. Chaos just came in and they just started dumpstering my lands. As they do. They came in with 10-20 stacks. And, of course, I was the first in their line after Norska. And they decided just to come after me. So... I'm fighting 10-20 stacks with only 1 20 stack. You know, it's always very interesting on Legendary. Or we're going to start a new campaign, and the new campaign is going to have a new rule. And the new rule is you get channel points on Twitch. They're all free, and when you expend them, it doesn't cost you anything. So the more you watch, the more channel points you get. And when you get those channel points, you can then vote. So for every 100 points that you spend when you send a highlighted message, you can send, I think it's 100, 200, 300, whatever it might be. Every 100 you send counts as a vote. And then what you'll do, you'll have specific scenarios where I'll go, okay, we've got a couple of options we can do here. You guys spend your channel points on voting on what you want to happen next. So a couple of options could be, I could confederate here, I could not confederate, I could attack this, move there, do that. And you guys can vote for what you want to happen next, and I have to do it. I just have to follow that. And I'll be doing it on a very tough difficulty, very hard or legendary, whatever it may be. And then I will just have to do as you guys tell me to. So it could be pretty funny. It could be pretty funny, and depending on who I'm going to be, could either destroy me or make me have to work my ass off. I really don't know. So, Questing Knights here, armor piercing, good armor as well. Questing Knights are very good, of course, not paying too much for charge bonus, under the new cavalry regime, being very heavily armored as well, so good mass, relatively good speed of 75 as well, so they're going to get some nice bonuses here from the new cavalry beta. A couple of units of peasant mobs in the front, 4 units, make that 5, as well as some more Questing Knights. So triple Questing Knights here with quintuple of the peasant mobs. Down to life here with the Scroll of Shielding, Regrowth, as well as the Life Bloom. In the sky we are going to have King Leoncoeur. Very strong indeed. We are in the back going to have some Battle Pilgrims, mixing in with some more Battle Pilgrims and 4 units of Battle Pilgrims. Triple of the Peasant Bowmen, 1 here being the Pox, and the double of the Field Trebuchets in the middle. And for the Empire, here for Mr. Blackthorn, the man, the myth, the legend, we are going to have Outriders at the front, with some also Outrider grenade launchers. God damn it, I love it. We are going to see the black, oh my god, the Black Lions, the war wagons with the Hellblasters in the back. Look at these absolute chain guns here. Jesus, this is going to be so cool. Right, in the front, we are going to be having Balthasar Gelt mixing in with the Amber Wizard on top of an Imperial Griffin. So here we are going to have Staff of Valance, Arcane Conduit, the Transmutation of Lead, Searing Doom, Metal Shifting, and Evasion here for the Imperial Pegasus, and for the Imperial Pigeon. We are going to be having Flock of Doom, as well as Power Stone, Wildheart, and of course that Blood Roar. In the back, we're going to be having some Halberdiers, mixing in with some Swordmen dotted along the front line, more Spearmen, 2 units of Crossbowmen, with a bucket load of Spears and Halberds. God damn, this is a force. This is a force to be reckoned with. Memory of Foot. We are going to move forward. I believe we have... Yes, we do. We have... Transportation of Lead can be interesting. Can be good at just deleting cavalry or King Leoncoeur or something like that, you know. Shots coming in the front here up against some of the grenade launchers and the Outriders. Outriders need to just really get around the flank, get into the blind spot here of the Field Trebuchets, and then just start peppering the Questing Knights. Questing Knights going to be moving over to the left, but of course they give up too much ground here, and we are going to start getting weak here with the Field Trebuchets. Front line's going to move forward. It's a nice heavy right flank here coming in from the Empire. Of course, the Leoncoeur here, over on this left-hand side, we are going to have some weak units. So, being the fact these are going to be a little bit isolated, far away here from the Crossbowmen, and not too close from the Black Lions, it's going to be pretty free for King Leoncoeur just to cycle charge here on the left-hand side against that infantry. Searing Doom, looks like it's going to be overcasted, just missing here on the Questing Knights. We now should get some of the Outriders volleying here. Some pretty nice shots here going into the Questing Knights. Oh, very good work there. Good armor-piercing shots in the front. So a couple of shots here. Looks like grenade launchers just going to blast it up against those Battle Pilgrims. They are going to absolutely decimate this nice infantry frontline unit. Battle Pilgrims will beat swordsmen. They'll also beat spearmen, and they'll beat halberdiers pretty comfortably here in the front line. Very strong leadership indeed. As you see, it's going to go down to 74 there. Not sure why that leadership's so low, but it's going to be 80 here on the left. So base 80 leadership is very high. So as you can see, the Outriders are just going to be firing very heavily here in the front, and of course the Field Trebuchet is going to be shooting here in the back up against the Outriders. Wouldn't mind seeing them moving in the back and maybe get some volleys in the Questing Knights. That would certainly push balance of power quite nicely. Let's see what I'm doing in the middle. We are going to move there with the Peasant Bowmen. What you want to do there with the Bowmen, wait till they fire. Once they're in their firing animation, they actually can't move. So that's when you get those ranged units there in the middle. The Amber Wizard, he's going to be very expensive. He's going to be somewhere in the region between 1.6 and 2k, so you're going to want him as involved as possible. Charge him into the peasant mobs, use that terror and that blood roar to really get in and just smash up against that cheap front line and break it. Outriders are going to charge here into the Battle Pilgrim, shooting the back up against the Peasant Bowmen. So some nice work there coming from the Outriders, and hopefully we can move the back here and start shutting down some of these Field Trebuchets. Front line though is going to be dotted around a bit. We are going to have some Questing Knights moving in up against the Halberdiers. Good charges in the front line as they will be anti-infantry. Spearmen here fighting up against some of the peasant mobs. So they should win pretty comfortably there, but of course a bit of support from the Battle Pilgrims and we will clean up shop pretty effectively. In the back, Questing Knights shoving on top of these nice Crossbowmen. Crossbowmen here with the beautiful yellow. They are going to draw their cutlasses and try and see, I imagine they look like cutlasses, right? No, they're just going to be regular swords. So just regular swords here carving into the Questing Knights. Over here on the left, we are going to be getting Mr. Leoncoeur shutting down the second unit of crossbowmen. About 475, pretty good armor piercing for crossbows in general, so just nice work there in the front. Blasting Charge is going to be whacking here up against Questing Knights. Regrowth going down on some of those, but of course they are going to be charging after the Outrider grenade launchers. 84 speed up against, I think it's 75. So 75 is just about going to get away. Rear charges here coming in for the Questing Knights up against the Swordsman. Great negatives there, and a nice charge there coming in for the Amber Wizard, chasing down up against the Damsel of Life. 78 speed for her. She's going to be on horseback. Of course, we are pretty fast with 90 there for the boy on top of the Imperial Pigeon. Poison Pocket here with the arrows as well for the Peasant Bowman, going to be on the left-hand side. Getting some pretty nice protection here from the cavalry, but of course they're going to be firing into the Outriders. They are going to get shut down here by the Questing Knights. More Outriders as well, down to 18 models. A little bit of healing. Oh, we actually don't have any healing for the Empire, so there's going to be no healing here for those bad boys. Grenade launcher shots in the front here up against the Questing Knights. And it looks like Mr. Balthasar Gales is just going to be hanging around a little bit here in the pocket. A couple more of those Searing Dooms would be pretty nice. Try and see if you can delete some of the Peasant Bowmen, or try and see if you can get in the back and shut down some of the Field Trebuchets. Shooting here up against the Damsel as well. It looks like it's going to go in the pocket here up against that Field Trebuchet. So one model is going to go down. The artillery crew is going to be back. Move some of the spearmen in would be nice, but of course here we still have some cavalry to really get around the back and shut down. In the middle of the Black Lions, down to half health, still with 3 models though, so going strong. A couple of shots here in the middle would be quite nice, but of course here we can see breaking is going to be the Amber Wizard. He got dumpstered pretty hard here by Mr. King Leon Kerr. He's going to be going down with stand ground, Scholar Shielding, and the Lion Shield, so he's going to be pretty much immune to all magic and missile damage. Sword of Corone going for that negative melee defense and armor. He's going to be getting shot in the sky here from those Peasant Pox arrows. Going to get caught due to being slowed. He is going to shatter, and that's an unfortunate loss here for the Empire. In the sky, though, pretty available in the middle is going to be the Damsel of Life. You kind of need a sniper using Balthasar Gale. Having that healing online and longer is going to be pretty painful. So some nice Searing Dooms in the back on top of the Peasant Bowman. That's going to be an effective shutdown there. But of course, the later the stage this goes here for the Empire, the more impact the Damsel of Life is going to have on the battlefield. She's going to be popping quite a few regrowths, keeping up the health here of King Leon Kerr, keeping up herself and her beautiful Questing Knights that are dotted around the battlefield. Big shots here coming out. The Outriders really pouring it into the Questing Knights there. Nice charge coming in for Balthasar. He's going to be moving in and memeing and rear charging with some hits here up against the Damsel. We're going to charge in here using the Outriders, I think. Outriders are going to catch, so they are going to get some extra damage in there as well. I don't think that was intentional. I think the Outriders were meant to chase against the Questing Knights. So some good damage there. It looks like here the War Lions are going to be shooting into the front line of the Peasant Mobs. Peasant Mobs will break pretty quickly, but we are going to be shooting the artillery here into the Black Lions. Wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a cycle charging through the infantry. That will deal with them pretty quickly. Looks like we are going to get the Peasant Pox arrows over the top and firing in as well. But shots here up against King Leon Kerr here with the Black Lions would have been very tasty indeed. Dazzle here is in the middle. Looks like she is going to get away. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more of a chase. As you can see, we are going to get a heal here on the cavalry yet again. That is going to give perfect vigor and 1.4k health. Oh, and it's going to be overcasted for 2,100 health here for the cavalry there in the middle. Looks like Balthasar is going to go fight here up against King Leon Kerr, and that there is unfortunately going to break Balthasar Gales and trigger army losses. GG, well played here to both of these legends. That was a very, very fun match indeed. A pump wagon challenge is something that sounds very Shaneshi. When's the hot tub stream? When the hot tub stream is real question. Hybrid cooking, hot tubbing, and paint drying stream. I don't know if I'm that talented. I wouldn't say I cheese too much in my campaigns, to be fair. If you've seen any of my campaigns on Twitch, I actually, even on Legendary, I don't really cheese it that much, to be fair. Maybe 1 or 2 battles where it's like do or die, where I might have to do, do a little bit of kite cheese. Sometimes is where it is needed, but not always. A lot of the stuff I do is pretty true, and I just work to the best of the mechanics of the game that I can get. But here, King Leon Kerr, 1.6k for him. We got 100 there for the Damsel of Life. 87, 83, 126, 104, and 16 for the Peasant Mobs, with 440, 310, 370 there, and 0 for the Battle Pilgrims. 950, 210, and 1,100 for the Peasant Bowmen, with 816, 600, and 525 there for the Questing Knights, with 1.3 and 440 there for the Field Trebuchets. That's some nice damage there from that first one. 770 here for Balthasar Gelt, with 410 here for the Amber Wizard on the Imperial Pigeon. 220 with 180, 540, and 380 for the Spearman Shields with 63, 190, 249 there for the Swordsman. And here for the armor-piercing halberds, we are going to get 120 and 780. Very good indeed. 120 and 83 there for the crossbowmen, with 507 for the outriders, 518 for the second unit, with 1.3k here for the outrider grenade launchers. 900 here for the Black Lions, and a very fun build from Mr. Blackthorn. Very fun indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. ForPoland and Mr. Blackthorn, for playing. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was really enjoyable to cast. Unfortunately, my throat is it's killing me a little bit, but it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna take some medicine. And hopefully, I'll be back on. So GG's well played to these guys. Had a brilliant time watching these guys go at it. Obviously, just two really fun competitive players here in the community, just having a great time, and that's that's what we're all here to see, right? So for those guys that want to come ahead and watch me on Twitch later, there's going to be a link to my Twitch there. There's also going to be a link here to the Discord for those that are not in currently. Let's have a look. Yes, let's get the invite in there. Sorry, I got sent a message and I got distracted. There we go. There's going to be a message in there. So there we go. So there's a link to Discord. There's a link to the Twitch. I will be going live a little bit later if my throat does manage to hold up. If it doesn't, I'll let you guys know. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Really enjoyable here to have both of these legends on and playing. We've got a couple more people coming in the future as well that really want to play. So I'm excited to get some of those guys on. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, of course, smash that like button. Subscribe as well. And have a great day. We're going to be doing some more content soon. Battlemania should be on Friday, where I'm going to try and see if I can recover for then. And hopefully put on a nice big event. And there'll be a huge announcement. There's going to be some big changes in for the Season 6 of Battlemania. And there's going to be some nice rewards there for the Season 5 finale as well. So make sure you guys are ready for that on Friday evening. We're going to be having a Robot Duck of War, a bunch of VMs, Son of the Mountains, and ODM players playing. So make sure you are available. It's going to be full of top quality players, ensure. So yeah, take care of yourselves. And I'll see you hopefully tonight on Twitch when I'm feeling a little bit better. So take care of yourself, guys.